What up, though, Culture Junkie Nation? It's Kenshiro. We're back with another great episode of Culture Junkies Live. Today, we're going to be trying to do the impossible. We're going to try and bridge the gap between overly critical movie fans versus casual movie fans. So we all went to see Fast X this weekend, and the critics hated it. We loved it. So we're just going to talk about that. And, we got a special guest in the studio. I'll get to him in a minute. Joining me, as always, sitting to the right of me is the bearded wonder, the great Daidakuji. What's up, Bear?
Oh, boy. Everything is great as usual, but today the Daidakuji is feeling absolutely
sleepy. I get it. So, sitting across from me, the man of the digital, thousand digital voices, the dapper one, GQ.
People are dumb, panicky, dangerous animals, and you know it.
Yes, we do know that, especially down in Florida and Texas, actually. Think about it.
Oh, damn.
Yep, that's true. Joining us in studio once again is Garrett from Grand Finals Gaming. What's up, brother?
How's it going?
Glad to have you back.
They invited me back.
Yes.
Who would have thought?
Yes, he's going to be laying down some super hot takes like that Smash Brothers is not a fighting game thing that he did last time when he was here. It was all the rage on TikTok. I'm telling you, it was chef's kiss. And also from remote, joining us is King Amarak. What's up, brother?
I don't have a problem.
You sound like you do. You sound like you do have a problem.
Me too.
Dido's playing Zelda too. Like
right before the show started.
Yeah, we need to tear him away. Like he's got the Switch. At any moment, if the show drags, I think he's gonna pick up his Joy-Con and start playing.
I need a big
right
TV
now.
You know what?
I need a big TV. I tried playing on a small screen. I got my butt kicked because something hit me and I couldn't see it.
You blame it on input lag? Is that what this is?
No, it's not input lag. It's just like it's the screen size. I need maybe I'm old, man. I don't know.
You must be old because you certainly you didn't have a problem with the PSP. So I'm just saying, PSP was smaller than that.
It was.
Just saying.
But I was younger when the PSP came out too.
Anyway, y'all, joining us in the chat, number one was First. What's up? Wolverine Solid X is here. Dado's in the chat, obviously, and we got a whole bunch of others. So if this is your first time joining or watching Culture Junkies Live, thank you for choosing to spend your evening with us. We'll be entertaining you for the next hour. The first 45 minutes of the show will be our main topics, and the last 15 is yours, where we turn it over to you, the people. In our Power is Yours segment, we will talk about anything under the sun, whether it be video games, whether it be movies, whether it be celebrity deaths, whether it be celebrity marriages. Hopefully not the celebrity marriages, because really we don't give a damn about any of that kind of stuff. But let me fill you in on how the show works. So the follower goal over on my right shoulder is where you can trigger the follower goal giveaway, where we will give you one prize from our from GQ's treasure chest, where there can be a box set of DVDs, it could be a trade paperback comic books, maybe even a collectible or something might be in there. It won't be anything from his prize collection because no, he's too stingy. He would never do that. Never. He never do that, right? GQ?
The word you're looking for is selfish. Not stingy.
Oh, okay. Selfish.
Stingy refers to cheap. I am not cheap.
Oh, excuse me. I would never, ever accuse you of being cheap. You are right about that. And the extra life meter that is over on my left shoulder, that is how you kind of, tell us we're doing a good job. If it's filled up by bits. And if we reach the extra life goal, you're triggering an extra 15 minutes tacked on to the end of the Power is Yours segment, where you can get an extra 15 minutes of the show, totaling 30 minutes, and you can actually trigger it twice. So you can get an extra 45 minutes time dedicated to you. All right. With that being said, let's hit the show, hit the ground running. And I'll run the gamut segment. So, sad news, obviously, if you guys did not hear today, the queen of rock and roll herself, Tina Turner, passed away after a long illness. She died in her home in Switzerland. I think that's where she was living now. She
was a naturalized citizen too.
Yeah, naturalized citizen. She's long since abandoned America. Maybe she was on to something. I don't know. The way this country is going, we might need to follow suit. But Tina Turner obviously wasn't the only one. A couple of days ago, legendary running back Jim Brown passed away. I think that was Friday. I think when he passed away, right? Was it Friday or Thursday? One of the two. Yeah, he passed away. Great man, civil rights icon, Hall of Fame running back. Was he blaxploitation star? Is that what we call him?
I believe he was in some blaxploitation movies, but the one that we probably remember him the most Was he Hammer or Slammer? I forget which one from I'm gonna get you.
It was Slammer. Hammer
Yeah.
was Isaac Hayes.
Isaac
go.
Hayes. Yes.
Yeah,
Isaac Hayes.
we remember him most. I shouldn't
Also-
speak for you guys.
Also Mars Attacks.
He was in Mars Attack.
He was in Mars Attacks. You're right about that.
He's probably in a whole
100%.
bunch of other stuff,
Of
but
course.
most
Oh, yeah.
memorable to me.
No,
I'm
absolutely.
gonna get you, sucker.
Absolutely.
Oh, that was a great movie.
Yeah.
That was a great movie. Anyway, and speaking of
one rib.
speaking of great movies, we were definitely saddened to hear about the passing of Irish genre actor Ray Stevenson,
Yeah.
MCU star who was Volstagg in all of the Thor movies. He was also the Punisher in Punisher. What was it Punisher War Journal?
Warzone.
Warzone. Punisher Warzone.
The best
Which,
Punisher.
a lot of
movie.
people consider that the better of the two Punisher
because
movies
it
that
was
we
how
had.
Punisher should be, from my understanding. I don't read the comics, but he was very violent.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
was-
I wouldn't
it
say
was-
the best Punisher. I really liked the
Dolph
TV
Lundgren,
show.
the Dolph
The
Lundgren
TV
one.
show.
Well, the TV show, sure, TV
Yeah,
show.
John Bernthal.
Sure,
Bernthal.
that's a TV show. As far as movies go, I'm partial to the Dolph Lundgren one. Classic. Anyway, I digress.
It's not that bad. I watched Dolph Lundgren a few years ago.
Yeah, no,
For the
no,
first time
it's
with
actually
adult
really,
memory.
really good.
It was not as bad as everybody tried to make it.
No, 100%. So, in other news, so I don't know what the hell is in the drinking water over there at Warner Brothers Discovery. They let their directors and their producers get loose. First, it was The Rock spoiling Henry Cavill being in Black Adam, like literally just saying, "Oh yeah, Henry Cavill's in it." I don't know what it was said, what it was, because I avoided it like the plague. But Andy Muschietti, the director of The Flash, who's the movie that's going to be out in like less than 2 weeks, he spoiled his own huge cameo before the movie even came out. Decided to just say, "Hey, fuck it, I'm just going to tell you this guy's going to be in it."
I mean, what else has they got? If you can't do press with the star of the movie, then I guess they're trying to get attention however they can get it.
Come on, he didn't have to do that.
I didn't say he had to do that. I'm just saying when you can't actually do a regular press junket like most of these movies do, with the actual star of the film leading the press junket like the movie is done, what else you got? Michael Keaton is like, look, man, I ain't traveling for this.
He too old.
And who else is in a movie of any note outside of Michael
Nobody.
Keaton?
If we're being honest, nobody.
So they can't.
Michael
do it.
Shannon,
They
like
can't-
he's not even the star. So like what?
right.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. They can't do the standard press junket like they would normally do. So I guess they're grasping at straws. It's dumb, but that's where they're at.
Honestly, if you guys have seen the whatever the reveal is or the cameo, please don't spoil it. I don't want to know. I'm still going to see this movie despite what Fallen Marvel says and despite what other people say about Ezra Miller being a piece of shit. I want to see the movie just because, well, I see all comic book movies that look even remotely interesting, and just to judge it on the merits of what it is. But beyond that, speaking of other comic book movies, a little bit of MCU news. Rosa Salazar, who starred in the Alita movie, Battle Angel Alita, she has been cast as Captain America's one-time love interest, Diamondback, for Captain America New World Order. So that's a little bit of movie news there for you.
Like Falcon, Captain America's love interest.
No, he was Steve Rogers, Captain America love interest. Yeah, I don't know whether she's going to be his love interest. I'd imagine probably not. She's probably not.
Whatever. Hips up to Wolverine Solid X and Conceptual Elixirs checking in the chat. Appreciate you guys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys. All right, guys. That's more than enough quick news for the day. Yeah, let's go ahead and do the first segment of the show, and then we can do a little bit of a message. So, I don't know if you guys noticed, but there was a showcase of games earlier today from PlayStation. Obviously, we're kicking off the summer of games, and PlayStation did not disappoint today. There was a ton of stuff that they revealed today that I was personally super excited about. Honestly, can I be 100% with y'all? I have not been excited for this gaming generation. Like, I barely played my PlayStation 5, if I'm being 100%. There's not enough games that have gotten my attention. This showcase got my attention. Whether it be Metal Gear Solid 3 Remake, which is like the big news, the Spider-Man 2 footage that came out, which was, can't wait. But my personal favorite was Phantom Blade Zero. That looks amazing. I don't know what you guys. What you guys see from the? Let's let our guests go first. Actually, Gary, what did you see in the showcase that kind of piqued your interest?
From what I could pick up at work,
What is he doing?
He's beginning to believe.
What I picked up at work was, I think, the Dragon's Dogma 2,
Dragon's Dogma 2.
trailer.
Yeah.
And then like the very beginning of the Spider-Man trailer. And then when I had a break at work, I checked out the Spider-Man trailer. And that was really about it, but that's all I wanted.
That's all. It was Dragon's Dogma and Spider-Man.
Well, yeah,
it?
not even Dragon's Dogma. I hadn't even heard of that
Right.
game.
I have the first one on PlayStation 3. Never played it.
But it looks
Of course.
awesome.
Of course.
As someone who doesn't know anything about the game, that trailer sold me on it. Like, it looks really, really cool.
Yeah.
And then actually I saw some of the VR stuff, like Resident Evil 4 VR. That looks pretty cool,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
What was the other? Oh, there's a Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
Yeah.
I think that's
yeah,
going to
whatever.
be all VR. So
Is the VR
So-
for PS? I'm sorry, for Resident Evil. Is that an add-on or is that a standalone?
it
it looks like a standalone, right?
Yeah, it's like what they did with RE8 with the PSVR 2 version comes with it.
Oh, okay. So,
So
if
if
you
you-
buy the remake, you'll get
You'll
that.
get the VR version.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. So that one looks a little more unique because you can actually like use your hands for stuff. Looks like because they showed that like one hand has a gun, hand can have a knife.
Oh,
kind of
okay.
thing. So
That'll be interesting.
All right.
yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do expanding upon that, but it's definitely different because all the other Resident Evil VR games you play with the controller,
Right.
not the motion controls.
Right.
So I like
Right.
that. But Spider-Man 2, that's day one buy, easy.
Oh, 100%.
Easy.
100%.
Marvel is in the chat. He's agreeing with you on Dragon's Dogma 2.
Yeah. Amarak, what did you think of the showcase? What piqued your interest?
I thought this was a good performance. I actually did like how they had everything set up. I've been playing the living hell out of my Switch lately, and now I get to do that with my PlayStation. I knew they were gonna give us a handheld. I didn't know it was gonna look like that, but like,
Not a true handheld.
No.
No, it's really not. You know?
You can do all that stuff on your phone.
Right.
Or a laptop.
understandable. But not everybody has phones that can do that. I literally
Nah.
just now got a
I
phone that can do that.
100% disagree with that.
nowadays.
With the way the phones are now, yes, they 100% can do that.
Beginning to believe.
She stays. What's up?
I tried.
Hey.
I tried everything Xbox had to offer to try to, remote play on everything that I had. And it was just like, nah, like you have to have 5G and higher, which is the kind of base now. But like most stuff won't perform at all on the phone. You can start it up and play it, but it runs like absolute trash. If this dedicated machine does better, just like how the Steam Deck and all that shit works, I'm fine with that.
Right.
What's up to a double girl in the chat? Here's my problem with it. I don't like the idea of you're tethered to your home or a handheld.
Yeah.
If I have this handheld, when I go fly wherever I'm going to fly to, I should be able to play this handheld, playing whatever games that I own with a download or whatever it's going to be. Go ahead, D.
No, I was just gonna say, based on everything that you're saying, you have to have internet, even if you do take it somewhere. You can't just wait. This thing can be offline.
Yep.
The Switch. I'm pointing at my Switch.
He's not pointing at his D.
Yeah, pointing at my Switch. That is offline.
I'm not pointing at my D. I'm pointing at my Switch.
But like every handheld, you can play offline, and you have to be online. That's just. Wait a minute. You smell that? It smells like Microsoft.
Yeah, it does.
Ew.
It does. Do not anybody remember always online, you gotta be
Xbox.
online
Yeah,
thing?
absolutely.
That's kind of what it smells like.
Absolutely.
So I will get one of those when everybody else throws them away, and I'll put it on my in my collection.
I just love that this fool sniffed his mic. Where you get it?
What's it
He's
smell like?
100%
Yeah.
right.
What does
Yeah, no, he
Microsoft
is.
smell
No, he
like?
is.
No, what does your mic smell like?
Right. What does your mic smell like?
Oh, yeah.
Right. Okay. No, it's just, again, I don't like the idea of, like you said, you're tethered to the internet. Once you again, you can, yes, on a plane you can have Wi-Fi, but really you can pay them prices just to play a game. It's like pull out the Switch. Legitimately, that's what I'd be doing. Go
I'll
ahead.
say remote play is a really cool feature, but
is.
I'm not
should you
disagreeing with
base
that.
an entire console around it? No.
No,
Do I-
look, and with the way
I
the
mean,
marketplace
it kind
is,
it depends on the price point for me at that point.
Yeah,
If
it's gonna be
if
more-
It's not a lot, dude. I'm snatching one up with in a heartbeat.
for me though, right? This is a cheap knockoff alternative, right? Because look at the competitors that are out there. The NVIDIA Shield, I know, it has been kind of like discontinued. They're not really doing that anymore. But you got the Stream Deck out there. The Stream Deck, you can literally take your PC games wherever the hell you are, right?
Yep. ROG
Internet or
has
not,
one.
right? You
IO
got the
has
Switch,
one.
right? You got the Switch. You can do that with. You got Xbox Game Pass. That if you have a gaming laptop, technically you can take your games wherever you are. This seems like a half-assed idea. The PSP was better than this is. They might as well have just done the PSP again.
Again, I think they're running into
Everybody
the issue.
complained about the Vita.
No, yeah, they did, but the thing is, the Vita was ahead of its time.
Yes.
Knew what it was doing.
Yeah.
And it was just like the proprietary memory cards that they had were ridiculously priced. and
Ridiculous,
it's like,
man.
Sony is really good at certain things, but when it comes to understanding like the standard basic consumer that is not trying to be the super early adopter, spending $1 million on whatever this product is, they don't get it. They're very much like Apple when it comes to that. Apple is notorious for that too. That's why their computers are so damn expensive.
Right. That's a damn good point, though. Sony, it was like 10 years ahead of their time.
Yeah. They should have just, instead of coming out with that PlayStation TV, they should have thought ahead and did a dock. Plug the PSP right in there.
Yeah.
You link your controller to the dock, and boom.
But again, going back, and I don't want to spend too much time on it, but this handheld, the reason I personally, and again, like you said, if it's $100, fine, I'll grab it. But it's to me, it's worthless in this. Of course, it's not going to be. But I'm saying
it'd be like $250.
Oh, probably. But I'm saying it's worthless to me. It's like, okay, I've got a TV downstairs that's an 8K TV that I play my PS5 on.
Exactly.
Why am I going to
this little
stay in the
handheld.
same house
Right.
and go upstairs and play on a very small screen? It's like, dude, I'll just, if I'm
ain't
going
that
to
deep.
play, exactly.
It ain't
I
that
don't
deep.
have to be gaming 24/7. I don't
Right.
have time like that.
Exactly.
If I did, I still wouldn't be gaming 24/7 like that. It's like, come on now. I get it. I'm sure there's going to be some people that will like this. I'm sure there'll be a market for it somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
That's
not
a
me.
time squeezer. If I want to like just play something, but I don't feel like hitting, setting up my setup, or if I want to go lay back in the bed and honestly just kick it in my night playing something that's not too chaotic, like a God of War or something on my little Sony handheld from the store and shit, I'm fine.
Oh,
I don't know.
again,
I mean, to each their own. But like
You know.
for me, my bed is for two things: sleeping, and you can use the other imagination.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
play games in my bed.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, I may play on a toy.
3 seconds is pump and dump.
Yeah.
Perfectly
I
timed.
played the Switch for the first time. I played my Switch, this particular Switch, not my other Switch, on the toilet, and it's just not.
Hold on.
What?
That one just got christened for the toilet.
Yes,
finally.
for the first
Oh
time.
my
ever.
god.
Okay.
It-
All right.
this-
Yeah, this
okay.
That's the toilet switch.
Okay.
The man has
Okay.
multiple switches.
Yeah.
which
Yes,
is
he
hilarious.
does. Yes, he does.
This one right
Is one
here.
of them OLED. Did he get
Yeah,
the
one of
OLED?
them's
Yes, one of them
OLED.
is an
He's got the
OLED.
OLED.
Yes.
This one right here is the one that whatever. And that one's the old one.
So he's
and
got
then
a
this
Mario and a Luigi.
But he's
essentially.
Mario,
no,
Yeah,
he's got Christmas. Over
Oh
there.
yeah,
It's kinda
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No. Christmas.
He
Yeah.
has a,
No.
he has a
You're
Mario
right. Here's
carrier.
Mario case.
Yeah.
Here's
Well,
Mario
I'm
case.
waiting for
But anyway,
I'm waiting for my Luigi case to show
I
up.
digress. Let's get back to the games real quick before we move on. So there were other games, like I said, Phantom Blade Zero
Looks great.
looks incredible.
Is that the one you guys are talking about? That's the martial arts based.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it looks like a Kung Fu Souls.
That looks good.
Yes,
I don't think it looks like
great.
a Souls game, but
So I hear you. So there was this other game. The name is it escapes me right now. But I swear to God, me and Dada was out there and we was like,
Talking
dude,
about the Hell Drop or Hell Divers
yes,
or whatever.
this shit looks like Starship Troopers.
Starship Troopers without
a
being
massive
Starship
multiplayer Starship Troopers.
Did you play the first Helldivers on the PlayStation?
No, I didn't. Was it like that? Like with
They
the propaganda and
dropped
shit?
that and Magica 2 at the same time. So if you've seen Magica 2, you've seen the camera style. It was actually a top-down, like twin stick shooter almost.
Mm-hmm.
It's up to Nick
And
Nack Paddywhack in the
I
chat.
kind of wanted to see what it would be like in, like the first person, because it was 100% Starship Troopers, but what do you call it? Isometric?
Last
Where
what?
it's like
Talking about
I
isometric.
said isometric.
Yeah.
You can have 4 people on the screen, and the controls were complicated as all hell because you could like do combinations of things with the team, and like that's the kind of shit that I'm hoping this thing does have in it. It might be good,
Mhm.
but I was wondering why they were showing us a Starship Troopers trailer while the game is already out.
Right. Here's
yeah.
the thing. I will buy this game because I don't like massively multiple. I don't care about that.
Right.
If I can squad up with you guys, specifically invite a party and a private room to play with you guys, I'll do that.
Oh yeah,
I don't
think
want
you
to
can.
I think you
play with
can.
World. I don't really care.
Yeah, no, I think you can.
Yeah, you
And
can do that.
yeah.
You could also do that with Starship Troopers. Just saying, I got it. It's only $24. You should get.
Okay, and last but not least, and this one's for Garrett, because this trailer played on it too. So the Street Fighter 6, it's Your Story trailer came out today. I don't know, man. The way they did the trailer looked like some fantasy isekai immersion shit.
I haven't seen that one. I right when I turned the stream on, it was like the Street Fighter 6 logo at the end. I was like,
okay.
what I missed?
Yeah, right. It was literally that trailer. It was like your creative character was running around meeting all of the masters, and,
Okay.
and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I don't know if the story mode is all going to be that and not like an actual narrative Street Fighter story. I feel like I might be disappointed.
Did you guys play the demo?
I did not. Personally, I did not. I'm saving it for the actual game.
Yeah, I was gonna say like the first whatever half hour that they gave you on the demo kind of pretty much told the story.
Okay.
Whatever and it might just kind of dislocate and do its own thing after that part. I have no idea.
Right.
But there seems to be some kind of narrative. I know that like depending on what masters you go to, you learn their moves and stuff like that. So it might be kind of like, I want to learn Chun-Li moves first or
Right.
Ken's moves first or whatever. So at that point, it kind of branches out from a, singular kind of flow to it.
I'm looking forward to the fact that, and I enjoyed this in the demo, you can pick fights with
Anybody, yeah.
for experience.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Why wouldn't they make something like an Absolver style?
Probably too complex to be open world like that.
Yeah.
Probably way too complex.
I don't know. I like
To do
how
so.
they did it because, like, I've loved fighting games for a very long time, but
Yeah.
I fell out of love playing them because of how stripped down they are.
Yep.
Mhm.
And that it's like I stopped getting out and playing with other people. Arcades died.
Right.
I don't really play online.
Right.
It just kind of died for me. But playing that demo, I was just like, dude, this is making me want to play a fighting game before, because the last time I won't say the last time I had fun playing a fighting game. I have fun almost every time I play one. But single player was Soul Calibur #1
Ooh,
with the
good pick.
world. They didn't call it World Tour. I forgot what they called it. But
Edgemaster.
Oh, Swordmaster?
yeah,
Swordmaster, Edgemaster, yeah.
I loved that mode, and I was disappointed, and so because Calibur 2 it was not the same, and I said, and now it shits on the shelf, and then
Right.
I didn't touch all the rest of them.
Right.
So I was really impressed with that. I was like, this to me seems like this is gonna be kind of fun, like being able to pick fights with everybody, learning specific moves from different people to make your character unique. I like that.
So I'm gonna put that on the spot because he broke his longtime rule of buying a day one fighting game or a day one game
I
a
did
little
with
while
that Tears
ago.
of Kingdom.
He bought Tears of the Kingdom day one. So Street Fighter 6 is going to come out. You gonna buy that day
More
one
than
too?
likely. I mean, there
Okay,
are
he's gonna
games
buy
I
that
want.
too.
If I feel like I'm going to play them right away, like earlier you said Spider-Man 2 is day one. I would love to day one it, but
Yeah.
I'm probably not even going to play Miles Morales by the time that one comes out.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. He's
Yeah.
like 2 years behind.
I just
so,
finished.
yeah.
I just finished the first Spider-Man.
Yeah, he did. He literally
Miles
did.
Morales was short.
2018.
Yeah.
Miles
Probably got
Morales
some-
is
Miles is
very
short.
short.
That's what I
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
So maybe I should, but
But he can't jump ahead of these other games
No,
that he's got.
I want to. It's just you just don't get it. You just don't get it. You really don't. Like, go to a buffet, right? And then you try to put a plate of food, and you try to finish that damn plate, and somebody puts another plate
That's right.
in your fucking face.
The bitch is
It
in
says,
this.
"Eat this
Bottomless
one, but I
pasta,
didn't
baby.
Finish that plate
It's
yet."
like going to Olive Garden and get that bottomless pasta and breadsticks. Yeah, man, you know what it is.
If I didn't
Anyway.
have to work, if you go and tell all your friends, donate money to the cause, I'll sit at home and play all my video games.
Yeah, there you go.
And he'll stream it.
Yeah, he'll stream
And
it.
I'm streaming. That's 1,300 games.
Right, 100%. All right, guys. That's it for that topic. Obviously, you can watch all those trailers on YouTube. We'll be doing a game. We'll be doing a game show, summer game show over in June, where we'll be doing talking about the IGN presentation that Jeff Keighley does all the time. So make sure you join us for that. But we're going to take a quick break to honor our patrons. Be right back.
The entire Culture Junkies crew would like to thank you for tuning into our programming. We hope you are enjoying our content as much as we enjoy making it. One thing that helps us continue bringing you our unique content is viewer support. By visiting the Culture Junkies Patreon page, you will have the opportunity to select the support level that works best for you. Not only will your support help keep the Culture Junkie Nation growing, but you will make yourself eligible to receive patron-exclusive swag. Please take a moment to consider supporting us and join the ranks of the supporters you see listed on the screen. We would like to also give a special shout out to our Culture Junkies level and above patrons: DeMarcus Smith, Fab Nerd Life, NanetteNet, The Other Steve, and Black Crowned Knight. Remember, for as little as $1 a month, you can support a Culture Junkie. Thank you.
All right, guys. Once again, we want to thank all our patrons for your constant support. If you do want to join, go ahead and hit that link, patreon.com/Culture Junkies. Join up, it only costs you $1. Then maybe you can join the illustrious ranks of the people that GQ listed before. So, moving on to the main topic. So, obviously, as I alluded to, the movie junkies, GQ, myself and Dido and Big Kahuna joined us, and Preem was there with us. Adobe Girl was there. We all went and we saw Fast 10, night out, and we had a really, really good time. Not gonna hold you. We knew exactly what we were getting when we went into this thing based off of the trailers. Like, full disclosure, I even told them before I watched a second of Fast 10. I have not seen Fast 9. Didn't care. Didn't matter.
Nope,
I knew what I was gonna have. A good time. And I didn't miss a damn thing by skipping Fast 9. I just wanted a night out with my friends and to have fun, turning my brain off and enjoying a movie. And that's exactly what I got. So it was worth it for me. But for some people, it's not cinema ambrosia. And if it's not cinema ambrosia, then I got to heap a whole pile of shit on it. That's where Garrett comes in, actually. Because we talked to Garrett last time he was here. We had a discussion, a brief film discussion, and he says he views movies with a more critical eye because he went to film school. So we wanted to invite him back to actually elaborate a bit on his perspectives on how he differs in viewing movies versus how we view movies. So I'm going to ask Garrett to explain, why can't you just have fun, man, and just untighten them butt cheeks and just relax and just have fun?
Personally, I can have fun. I think it's like those it's mostly those critics are like, that's their job and they got to get paid,
right?
For all that, like the journalism stuff. I kind of used to be a little bit more stingy about it, but it was like, all right, there's some movies that are just turn your brain off, stupid, enjoy it, and that's just how they are. And like I said, like those critics just can't see that.
Okay.
But I guess the main point I wanted to bring up, and the thing that stuck with me the most in like film criticism classes or media criticism classes, was every review that you should do or anything like that should start at 50%. And then you kind of weigh the pros and the cons from there. So if there are more pros, it's going to be above that 50%. If there's more cons than pros, it's going to be below that 40% or 50%. And then you kind of have to weigh, which way does that direction go. So that's how kind of we were taught in terms of criticism for stuff. Is start it, first frame, it's at 50%. And then, kind of take it in which way you think it goes in your perspective.
Okay, so hold it right there. So that's GQ. You helped me out because that's kind of how we do it in a way. We go in with no preconceived notions and we say, okay, we're going to judge this film on the merits of what it is. Do you agree or disagree?
The only issue with that is, and again, I get it because even some of the film classes I took, I understand what you're saying in the sense of starting at 50, up or down from there. Problem is, that's still a subjective thing. There's no true metric that you can take to be like, okay, well, they did this in the movie, so that means that's worth 10 points, or you know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah,
it's
no,
still,
exactly.
no matter what it's going to be, it's all opinion based.
Yeah.
And the reason I always approach it, at least for this argument, is the film critic movies that the films that critics love would never get made if it weren't for the crazy, goofy summer blockbusters.
Exactly.
The ones that they shit on all the time.
Yeah,
Yes.
the production companies will not be investing that extra money they get from all that, those crazy popcorn movies into the art movies because it wouldn't be there. without again, it's a symbiotic relationship. You
Right.
are not going to get those critically acclaimed films without the crazy turn your brain off movies.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Right.
just reality.
Right.
It's kind
Number
of-
one even says in the chat, he's like, there's a long list of good movies with low minimum requirements. So,
Right.
and Dido can speak to this, and I'm gonna get to Amarok too, real quick. So, when we go to a movies, yes, we 100% start at that 50% because we go in, we try our very best,
Right,
to go on with
exactly.
no preconceived notions of
And
what a film should be.
that
The
can
one
be
mistake
hard.
he made, and he alluded to, was with Resident Evil. He came in with preconceived notions. Oh, this is going to be like the video game. It's going to be awesome. And when it wasn't, he was like,
That's why video game movies struggle.
right.
Yeah,
Well,
because
but-
of most
yeah,
people's
Resident Evil 2, just to clarify.
Just to clarify. Yes, yeah. I'm
Yeah, it
sorry.
wasn't the first. Resident
Right,
Evil.
right. It was Resident Evil 2.
Way
Excuse
back
me.
in the
Excuse me.
Go ahead, sir.
Excuse me. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I mean that's just typically how I am now. I don't put any kind of expectation over any movie. I will sit and watch the movie, and I'll tell you how it is afterwards. I watch bad movies. I watch good movies, and I watch them on purpose. You guys can attest to this
The Coney.
because last week we watched something
The
called
Coney.
The Coney that was shot by people in Detroit, and like the story could have been competent if he actually understood how babies work. Excuse me, fetuses. It wasn't a baby; it was a fetus.
Yeah.
You gotta understand how fetus work, or knowing how to
It's
the
too
rule of
deep.
thirds, or not shooting somebody's back of their head while they're talking. But
You have to explain a little hard. What do you mean by how fetuses work?
Okay.
look,
you need to
no.
watch the Coney, my friend.
no, I'll tell him. He didn't have to watch it. The long and short of it was about a dude who worked at a restaurant. Restaurants. There's some restaurants here in Metro Detroit called Coney's. They're all basically like
Coney Islands,
family
yeah.
diners. They serve a lot of hot dogs,
A lot of them
hamburgers,
open
chicken.
24/7.
Some of them
Open
open
late, yeah.
24/7. Anyway, he worked at this place. His girlfriend and him broke up. She had a new boyfriend. They came into the restaurant. The place got robbed. Actually, they got robbed, not the place. They weren't robbing the place. They were just robbing the boyfriend and the new girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
She and the new boyfriend and she got killed. The dumbass police, that was another thing, were trying to pin this on the ex-boyfriend,
ex-boyfriend.
even though he was literally there when she got shot, and have video footage of everything happening. They
They
came
wanted
to
to
him
finger
and
him
said
for
that they found out that she was 4 months pregnant.
4
And-
months.
4 months pregnant,
4 months.
and the baby is clinging on to life.
What?
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
So, like, I can,
yeah.
Look, I watch them all. I watched a movie called Clownado. Was about
Oh my
killer
gosh,
clowns
Gino.
that travel in a tornado. They
Perfect.
weren't the
Wait a
tornado.
minute.
I watch a lot of bad movies, but I also watch good movies. I watch them all because a lot of people look at a movie that is competently
Right.
made, that has a big budget and all that stuff, and say, "Oh, this is terrible. It's a bad movie." I don't think you know what bad movies are. You really, truly don't.
No, you don't.
Because you don't
No, you
watch bad movies.
So-
in order to know what shit tastes like, sometimes you got to
You got
eat
to
it.
you got to eat it, right?
And that's
so,
unfortunate.
So, Amaraka, do you view movies from the more casual vein or a more critical vein, or do you just want to go and just turn your brain off?
I crash in. Oh, I can't say that. That's
Oh wow, you was about to
I'm one
cross
of
the
those.
line. What was that?
Whoa.
One of those people who are able to enter a situation like awaiting whatever's about to come this way, and then I can either find ways to enjoy it, or my brain is going to get rid of whatever's happening, and it's over and done with. That hasn't happened much. So
Mhm.
like I'm going to go because like I said, I've only seen chunks. I'm going to go into this even after seeing these chunks, ready to grab my snack, grip the pop, and laugh my ass off because I
Mhm.
already know what this is.
Okay.
Not saying I'm going in hoping it's going to be funny. I'm just going. I know there's things that I've seen from Fast 10 that I didn't think I would see from anything.
Dude, Momoa was
Momoa
great
was great
in that
by
movie.
the way.
That's all I was saying. He was literally
Oh, he was
the
great.
best
Yes,
part of that movie.
he was great. But back to Garrett. So
From what I've seen so far, I'm sorry. He this was a part that he had fun with. So I
Yeah.
100%.
yeah, no, and you could tell in his performance. But anyway, like I was saying, back to Garrett. So when we're talking about the way film critics look at it and the way you were taught to view them, right? Are you analyzing the entire production? We're talking about the way it's shot, the script, performances via that. Like, how do critics judge a film, or how are they taught to judge films? Maybe that's what I should be
Yeah,
asking.
it's kind of bringing all those aspects together. Honestly,
Okay.
I'm not sure. At this point, I don't think most critics even go to film school, but that was kind of how it tied into what we were learning. Was like, hey, this is how you shoot stuff. This is how you edit audio. This is how this is how you edit in general. And so that's what kind of tied into the film criticism stuff. Is like, okay, how well did this movie do it? How well does that movie do it? Once you're taught how it works.
Okay.
So for other critics, whether they're actually critics or just people behind the keyboard making money, that's the side that I come from. Is we learned how to do it all.
Okay.
So then that way we can see whether or not those aspects are actually good or not.
Okay.
So that's where I come from. A lot of people ask me, like, especially like because we host an Oscars party every year. People are like, what does it mean by good or bad editing? And so it's like, some people get it and some people don't.
Okay.
Kind of thing. So yeah. And I also kind of see it kind of back to what we were just talking about as like art versus entertainment kind of thing. Is this meant to be a piece of art, or is this meant to be
a piece of entertainment?
A piece of entertainment.
Okay.
And a lot of people can't tell the difference.
See, I like that.
I like that too.
Because a lot of people don't know the difference.
Exactly.
And that's why I said most movies nowadays are meant to be entertaining. Like tentpole movies, they're meant to be entertaining. So if you're looking at them that's trying to be art and you're trying to critique them the same way as you would a Martin Scorsese movie or people whose names I do not know that make movies like that, then you're in the wrong. You should not be. You don't go to McDonald's and think that you're at a freaking like 5-star Michelin restaurant.
Yeah.
Like seriously, come on now. McDonald's has its place.
Absolutely.
Minority Games in the chat brings up a good one, like a critical darling, Michael Keaton's Birdman. He saw that and it put him to sleep. Other people really enjoyed it, right? Sure, artists, the consumption of art and the enjoyment of art is objective. Is subjective.
Always.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Subjective.
Always
Excuse me. So GQ, when he says that people can't tell the difference between art versus entertainment, is that the reason why there's such a big divide between critics and fans on these things? Fans view all movies purely as entertainment, not pieces of art, whereas critics are judging them as pieces of art, not entertainment.
I think, and to Garrett's point, critics nowadays is almost anybody that has a keyboard or anybody that has a camera sitting and pointed at them, in their basement or their studio or wherever they are.
Right.
I think. And I was even looking at, before we came to the show today, I was even looking at some of the old Siskel and Ebert stuff. Those guys were true film critics. Now, there was a lot of things that they said, anytime they get to a genre film, I usually disagree with them because it's almost like they just didn't get it.
Right.
It's like, that's where that divide of, dude, this is entertaining, and this is why Warner Brothers and all these studios can make all the movies you guys have to like. These movies are good in their own way. And I think that's where the argument started to creep in. Nowadays, you got people that just their grift is to hate on a particular studio or hate on a particular type of film. Or
hate.
Yeah, so it's like, to me, it's getting to the point now where it's just like, I honestly don't like Rotten Tomatoes doesn't mean anything to me.
No.
Yeah.
Their audience score and their actual, metric score doesn't mean anything to me, because it's just like it's a whole bunch of just people that they're throwing their opinions out there without really giving me a true breakdown of like, oh, it has bad CGI. Really?
Right. Literally. And they're giving it 1 star or something like that.
Okay.
Right.
Do you know how long that takes to do? Do you know how many studios are trying to come together to make all these various scenes? It's like, to me, you can't give me that single sentence breakdown and this is why the movie is terrible. It's like, no, if it's terrible, you better have a laundry list of reasons why, and they better make sense versus, oh, that's just your opinion. And it's like, oh, I couldn't follow the story. Well, that's your fault.
Dude, most of that stuff goes off somebody's opinion or trying to be edgy. I was talking to our producer today. Right before the show, there's a show called Ted Lasso. You guys may have heard of it. There's a character in there who is now a coach of the team, used to be a former player, and he had a problem with a sports writer. And he kept the clip of what this guy said about him in his wallet till, I guess, the time he could confront him about it. And the sports writer apologized and basically just said, I was trying to be edgy. And I think that's what a lot of people who call themselves critics and are critics are doing. They're just trying to be edgy.
Yeah.
They're just
Right.
trying to be controversial, trying to make some kind of noise so their name is being seen.
Yeah.
Because you don't make noise by being by liking shit.
Right.
You only make noise by disagreeing and being an asshole. And
Yeah.
so
It's much
there's-
like sex, negativity
I was
sells.
gonna say there's a lot of negativity and a lot of bias in
Yeah.
modern criticism for sure.
All right, so Amarak, I'll get to you in a second, but we got a highlighted message out of the chat for our guests. Takeem is asking our Garrett, what do modern day critics think of Siskel and Ebert? Seems like a hard question for you to ask, but go ahead and try it.
I honestly have no idea. I haven't really talked to any or know any critics that really talk about them at all.
Right.
Occasionally, you know, I'll see them brought up in like a video essay or something like that, where like this is what their opinion was back then.
Mhm.
And it's usually something controversial, where sometimes they'll kind of take back what they said, or you know, a movie will age better than than what it was at release and stuff
Right.
like that. But
Right.
that's really all I hear about them anymore, in all honesty.
Right.
But to answer a question that was further up the chat, yes, I
Yeah.
did see the Oscar-nominated shorts.
yeah, we go there. We try to go. I won't say every year, but we did go this year. And for a while, we were going every year because they do them at the DIA. And
Okay.
yeah, they have them well beforehand.
Yeah.
I try my best to stay awake because look, I'm not gonna lie. Some of those when they don't have any talking in it, and it's just things like I forget the name of the one, but it was some kid riding on the back of a horse, I think, and the horse did talk, and I kind of just like
Oh, was it one of the animated ones?
yeah, and I
Okay.
think that one won.
Yeah.
and I fell asleep through the whole thing. It was like
I only
half
saw the
hour.
live action ones.
I
so-
watched that one as well because they showed both
Right.
of them, the animated and
Okay.
the live action.
Yeah, I mean those are definitely on the more art side of
Mhm.
things for sure.
100%.
Right,
yeah.
and
Well-
I loved those.
Some of them
Yeah.
are really good.
Yeah,
Some of them
yeah,
put me
yeah.
to sleep.
Right. Fallen Marvel is asking a question as well. It's like, have you come across anyone who took a job that they knew they wouldn't enjoy? I think he's talking about critics who basically have to choose. They choose which press screenings that they go to for films that they know that they literally are going to go in and hate.
Probably,
Right.
I would imagine that happens for sure.
Hot to try.
Yo, I enjoyed Hot to Try. I don't know.
I
I
haven't
don't know why
seen
you
that
capping.
movie in years,
Yeah,
bro.
I don't know why you capping. I actually liked Hot to Try. That was one of my favorite movies in the '90s, man, back in the day. But
Oh my
I'm a rock.
God.
So, talking about
Bobcat
critics who don't know the
Goldthwait.
difference between art versus entertainment, and everybody's got to have their gotcha moment.
Mhm.
Would you say film criticism? I don't want to say necessarily is a lost art, but and I don't want to get ahead of myself, but what do you think of what's Garrett's been saying about art versus entertainment and critics who don't know the difference?
It's not a lost art at this point. It's an oversaturated art.
Well, yeah,
Like there's too many critics. That's just the thing, though. Everybody's
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 a
a critic.
there's too much being said about everything so many times that some things get missed or beaten into the ground to the point where they don't make sense.
Right.
So others try to say things that aren't what someone has said over and over again and start getting further from the truth. And then things get lost in translation. And now you just have a bunch of noise.
Yeah,
And it's
Mhm.
hard to pick out who's not making noise nowadays.
Yeah, no, that's very good. So we're getting very close to our time to turn it over to the people. So I want to ask Garrett this one last thing. Do you think when it comes to genre films that there needs to be a separate designation of film critics that are more versed, more, I don't want to say more used or more versed in comic book in genre films versus just the general movie critic who looks things with a more critical eye and is looking for more the term artsy type of film? Do we need to kind of separate the two now? Because it almost feels like it needs to be there, right?
it kind of does, honestly.
Minority Games, appreciate the extra life.
Right.
I think it's so hard to tell, but because there's the people who are critics who also might be a fan of Marvel, the comics, the movies, and all that stuff. What comes to mind is like those YouTube critics that I'm aware of and that I watch are all
man.
big nerds, so they're going to be
Okay,
excited.
who do you watch? And
so mostly Chris Stuckman and
good guy,
Fair enough.
good guy.
Yeah.
I'm more of a Jeremy Johns
Jeremy
fan
Johns, yeah. So those kind of guys that are big on YouTube, they're also big nerds. So of course they're going to be excited for the new Marvel movie.
Right.
But at the same time, if they aren't great, they're going to kind of put that bias aside and be like, I love these characters, but they weren't depicted well, whatever, this, that, and the other. So I think like those kind of people are probably the best for that kind of thing, because I know at least Chris Stuckman is a filmmaker now.
Oh yeah.
So that definitely helps. But it would really be hard to kind of separate those two type of individuals. I think a mixture of the two is probably the best bet, in all honesty. It might bring the score down a little because the critical people are going to be extra critical about it, but at the same time it's going to bring the score up if the fan kind of critic is a big fan of it.
Me personally, I just feel like film criticism or art criticism is a necessity, because there are, especially living in today's day and age, we ain't all like GQ. We all ain't made money, right? We got to be judicious with what we spend our money on, as far as entertainment. We can't go and see everything under the sun. We can't go and buy everything under the sun. We rely on the film critics to tell us what is worth our time and money.
And that's why I watch those people on YouTube, is like, hey, I just want a quick, is it worth it, is it not?
Right.
I usually always watch them after I watch the movie.
Yeah, honestly, I should do that, and I do that for some movies, but some, especially ones I'm on the fence about, I'm like, is it worth me going out, paying the money? And it's usually.
I can understand that. I'm never on the fence of what I want to see in the theater anymore. I know I'm going to go see these movies.
Right.
There's usually, I don't know. It's just the thing. I don't want to hear anybody's opinions about stuff because it taints you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I 100% think it taints you. You're sitting in that theater and you're thinking about what this person said about it, and then you try to curb your thing to fit into theirs. I don't even want to be like that anymore. So I will watch a movie and then I will hear their review to see, okay, now I understand why they said that. I understand why they said that, because I just can't be tainted. I understand that people want to make the choices like, oh, should I go with the fish or should I go with the chicken? Have you had either one? Tell me which one to get.
Yeah.
I understand that. But when I don't know, maybe when it comes to movies, I know what I want to see.
Yeah.
And there's things like, I wanted to see Avatar, but I didn't want to go to the theater to see it because I just didn't want to sit there for 3
you missed
hours.
out. No, I feel like you missed out.
Look, listen. I understand what I missed because I saw the first Avatar and I saw it in 3D. It's the best 3D movie I've ever seen.
You missed out. It was
so
good.
I get it, but I just didn't feel like sitting in the theater for 3 hours.
And I hear you.
One thing that I wanted to bring up that I thought about before I got here is I'm a huge horror movie guy.
Right.
So I was like, all right, what's two films that are completely opposite of each other but are still both subjectively good movies? So I was like, all right, we got Hereditary, which is kind of on the art side of things. And then, no pun intended, we got Terrifier 2, which is more on the entertainment side of things. Are they both good movies? Subjectively, yes.
Yeah.
In their own completely different ways.
Correct.
Right.
So that's what I thought of on the way here was like, Terrifier 2, dumb violence, does it do what it set out to do? Of course. And then we got Hereditary, which is, very technical, and all that. Does it do what it set out to do? Yes. Is it a good movie? Yeah. So that's kind of where I'm coming from.
Okay.
When it comes to the art versus entertainment, again, no pun intended. That is the name of the clone, but
right. All right, guys. So I know we went over a little bit of extra, so we're gonna tack on a little extra time after the end. But thank you to Minority Games. You got an extra life, so we'll be doing a 30-minute Power is Yours segment right now. The power is yours. Actually asked a question, and she said, what's the difference between a filmmaker and a cinematographer? And I'm sure GQ can answer this question, right?
Cinematographer is usually referring to the camera, the director of photography, or the person that's actually more or less running the camera. Now, there's a lot of filmmakers and directors that are also cinematographers, but a filmmaker is kind of really the catch-all for all of the jobs related to making film. That's kind of normally they're referring to a director. Most people think of director when they think of filmmaker. But technically, a filmmaker is anybody that's part of that process. you can't unless it's a silent film. You're still gonna need an audio guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
If it's unless you are hoping.
What is he doing?
He's beginning to believe.
Oh, Marcus A64, 29 months. Good.
Thank you,
God,
sir. Appreciate you.
Unless you are hoping for the golden hour for all of your lighting, you're gonna need a lighting
Gotta
tech.
need a lighting
department. So it's like
Right.
it's filmmaker encompasses a lot of jobs, but a lot of people usually think of director. Cinematographer is usually referring to the
Just the
main
camera
camera
work.
operator, also known as director of photography.
Okay.
The guy who plans out all the shots too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to get that.
Right.
Got to get that shot.
Right.
That's always my favorite part of making short films is the camera work, is setting up the shots,
Okay.
little thirds, all that.
Oh man, I'm telling you, those people on the Coney, they could have used you.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah, no, I had when it came to that stuff, I had a really strict professor about that. So we kind of had to really make sure there's no beams in the background going through someone's head, make sure there's enough headroom, all that kind of stuff. So that both scared me and interested me into, getting those right shots and how they're supposed to look.
Mm-hmm. So Wolverine Solid X says the Lakers got slept. LaFlop James, look. You say what you want about LeBron. He didn't quit. Like he showed up. My man scored 30 points in the first half.
So
and they still lost. Like he didn't get enough help.
Here's the thing.
And the Nuggets were just better.
It has nothing to do with help. Jordan, who had played with a flu and scored 63 points. I don't want to hear anything about they did this, they performed that. If you lost, you lost.
You lost.
None of that
Yeah,
means
100%.
none of that means anything. I don't care if you went out there and scored 50 points in the first period.
In a lost.
Yeah,
In a
if
loss?
you lost, it doesn't
Who
matter.
cares? Did you win?
It's like that's
Did
great.
you win? No. Well,
Great for
but
your
I scored
stats.
50 points. Who cares?
Right. Great
You
for your
lost.
stats is not a W.
Right. Exactly. 100%. LeBron beat Kareem's scoring record, and they still lost the game.
Exactly.
I mean, hey.
Again, the only thing that matters in any sport is the championship.
Is the yeah.
That's it.
Yeah,
I don't
at the
care.
end of the
I
day.
don't care about MVP.
100%. Thanks,
I don't care about scores. I don't care about records. I don't care about any of that. If you're not a champion, your team is a loser. You're a losing team.
Your team.
I'm just
Your
being
team
real.
lost.
I'm being 100% real. Does anybody care about the second place winner of any of the NBA championships? No. They're
I do want
unimportant.
those T-shirts though.
No, if I can get a hold of T-shirts, absolutely.
red T-shirts, the ones that get made and get destroyed.
Right.
Yeah.
If I get a hold of some of those destroyed T-shirts, hell yeah, it'd be awesome. But
Oh man,
at the
those,
end of
man,
the day,
imagine.
nobody cared about the Pistons if they lost to the Bulls or lost to whoever. Nobody cares. You care
Right.
about the team that wins the championship for that year.
Don't
That's
nobody
it.
care that Rasheed left Bob Horry open, for a three.
Oh
And
my
we
gosh.
we should have won that championship.
It should have been back to
Don't
back.
matter. We lost.
They didn't leave him open. My
We
gosh.
lost. Doesn't matter. We lost.
And that wasn't even the final game, though.
No, it wasn't.
They just put them into
But it was the game that would have put us over the top, essentially.
because they were leading. Had they won that game, the series would have been over.
Fallen Marvel, I don't think Dido's going to buy that, especially not. at
Who's
that
paying
price.
$70 for the
Switch?
MK1
Nah.
on the Switch?
MK1 on the Switch.
I don't want
Yikes.
MK1 on the Switch. I get it for PlayStation 5, but part of
There
me
you
wants
go.
just to be the what's the word? You do things that nobody, the other people
Contrarian.
Yeah.
contrarian, and get
Yeah.
it on Xbox. Just,
Just 'cause you
Well,
can.
cross-platform, you'll be able
That
to
is
still
true.
play.
So, yeah.
Everything's crossplay now.
it is
Right.
So,
No,
like,
that's,
what's the point?
that's true. No, that's 100%
I just
true.
can't. I mean, again, Mortal Kombat's slightly different because you don't really need the arcade stick as much anymore
Right,
as you used
yeah.
to, so.
I lost my
Yeah.
arcade playing you and Mortal Kombat 2
Mhm.
and just stuff that, well, it's been years.
Did you say you
since
lost it? Your
No,
arcade
I
stick?
lost
we were
the
playing Mortal Kombat 2
arcade on the arcade cabinet.
Yeah.
Oh.
I remember most of the moves. I don't remember any of the
The
fatalities.
fatalities.
But I remember most of everybody's moves. But my muscle memory for the stick for
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat
Yeah.
is
Yeah, dexterity
barely
can be,
there.
Dexterity on the arcade stick can definitely be lost for various games.
Mhm.
some of it was
Someone-
coming back, and had I not had to take that phone call.
Yeah.
Someone did ask a question earlier about who is like a well-established character who is interpreted bad. I think.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's the
yeah,
king
the
being
king.
kind of being a
Or he's
jerk.
getting his
Oh,
Man of
I
Steel.
was
Yeah,
gonna
he's getting
say-
his Man of Steel question
Yeah,
in.
that's
That's
what I was
all.
scared about Man of
I was
Steel
gonna
last
say,
time. too,
Yeah,
so,
he's
you
getting
know.
his Man of Steel question in.
Luke
that's all.
Skywalker in the Last Jedi, but
But to that point, also Last Jedi
Debatable.
and also Man of Steel
Yeah,
actually.
I would love it.
debatable.
Hold on,
Yeah.
hold on,
That's
hold on, hold on.
debatable.
I'm sorry,
Uh-oh.
I don't want to be interrupted.
No, go ahead.
Because a lot of people says he wasn't properly portrayed. That to me is people who are looking at Luke Skywalker. To me, are looking at him as being this unbeatable super, type hero. When I look at that Luke Skywalker, I look at who trained him. Yoda. What did Yoda do when he lost?
He quit.
He freaking quit.
He quit.
He became a recluse. He didn't want to do anything with it at all. That was his master.
Right.
You telling me he's not going to do? He did exactly what Yoda did.
Yeah.
He did exactly what he did. So
He
how?
led by
point.
example.
You
I
got
don't
a
understand how
point.
people say that's, what you call it. He felt
Right.
like he did something that fucked up
Right.
majorly, and he
And-
couldn't fix it.
And here's the other thing, right, G? So you're saying he was improperly characterized,
For
but
the most part, I think
that's you projecting what
Yeah.
you expected.
that's true.
So
That's true.
And that's what I was
that's
looking
not
at.
wrong.
Because not only Yoda, but Obi-Wan Kenobi. What did Obi-Wan Kenobi do?
He quit and he ran.
Dude, if you, it's
I
like
wouldn't say
literally,
he ran as much as he had.
Well, he had to go
his
into hiding.
mission.
he literally
to-
had to
to
go
watch
to hide.
over
It
Yoda.
Oh
was
yeah,
probably-
his mission was to look over Luke,
Right.
on Tatooine. I get that.
supposedly.
And
They
Yoda's
could have did a
mission
better
was
job with
to
that. They could have
Get out of Dodge and
Exactly.
not get
Well,
caught.
I think Yoda's was because he was so powerful. He was such a target. He had to go somewhere.
Right.
The reason he went to Dagobah is because it's a force-heavy planet.
Mhm.
right.
He could
Dark
be
side
shrouded.
and light, but
Yeah,
more,
he could
more
be
so
shrouded.
dark as,
And I get that, but from the outside,
Oh no,
not
absolutely.
with the outside. I'm talking about Luke Skywalker seeing that
Yeah,
stuff.
no,
He says,
absolutely.
I don't know. I just don't think he was. Now, there's things that could have fixed that movie. There's things that could have made us all feel better watching
Right.
those movies.
Yeah.
But you can't just poo-poo it just because it didn't do
I
what
think
you wanted.
his redemption could have been better. That's my big thing.
I think a lot of
and,
it
Okay,
redemption.
sure.
and the good point about him wanting to kill Ben, that was a little.
I mean, look,
weird.
Yeah, that
it
was out
was
of
an
left field.
impulse. It was an
I think it
impulse
was
because he
impulse,
was
scared.
he was almost succumbing to fear, right?
Right.
And he thought the better of it, but by the time he did, it was too late because Ben
Well,
saw him.
The worst part is the way he described it.
Yeah.
Because he described it. I was there and I was standing over him and I saw this flash of dark. And I'm like, okay, if it was a flash, why you still standing
Yeah,
over
why
me?
you
Like,
putting
we
your
didn't even
lightsaber
wake up.
on
I'm like,
to kill him?
if I woke up and I'm looking up, you got a lightsaber in my face. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go
Yeah,
after you. I'm gonna
right.
try to force crush you or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I
it's
mean,
like, Luke, you stood there a little too long. Like this man, woke up. First of all, you a creepy old man in his bedroom.
Yeah, that was
In the
it
middle
just
of the
like,
night, it's
it
like-
started the shot with that, which was weird.
Yeah. So I mean, and
He's
again,
just
that's
watching-
Ryan Johnson, who is an amazing director for Knives Out
Yes.
and Knives Out Glass Onion. Amazing stuff.
Yes.
Looper
He
also.
was not the best Star Wars director.
No.
Abrams should have just been like, look, man, I'm going to do all three.
I don't
Yes.
think it should have
Carry
even
a
been
story.
Abrams' minus opinion.
No.
I know that Lucas sold it, but I really think they should have allowed, like, you sell it, but okay, let him finish the story that he started.
Or at least use those outlines because they were
something.
just like, "Hey, cool script you got, George."
Yeah.
Hold on. And to that point, we're going to get back to the chat. And conceptual elixirs, absolutely. They should definitely do something to focus on the ancient Sith lords.
I feel
think that
like-
would
I think
actually
they
be-
are.
I feel like the Acolyte is kind of
Yeah.
that, isn't
We'll
it?
see.
It's
We'll
the
see.
ancient story.
Yeah.
It's like 2,000 years or whatever before Phantom Menace.
So
We'll
and
see.
the other one, Takeem.
Mhm.
Takeem, name a reason to murder a child in his sleep. Thanos. Hello.
No, not necessarily. Thanos again. Thanos, regardless of where he landed, Thanos was an irredeemable.
Yeah, I mean, T'Challa was
in
able
the
to
comics,
Exactly.
in the comics, he
what
came
if
out the womb
T'Challa
like that.
was able to change him, like, hey, bro, I don't think that's a good idea to freaking kill it. We
Right.
could
Yeah.
make a way to make things better.
Yeah, Thanos. He had nobody that could give him a counter argument that made sense to him. So he
Yeah.
went with what he went with. But as far as Star Wars goes, here's why. And again, it works on a couple of different levels. Disney got rid of expanded universe, extended universe because there's way too many authors to track down. Not so much get permission from, because again, they own the entire thing.
Yeah, it's royalties though.
Excuse me, but it'd be a royalty nightmare. To take any of that stuff. Now, granted, they're taking bits and pieces of it now, obviously with Thrawn and a couple of other things.
Right.
But I think when they first got it, let's look at the real reason Lucas sold it. The fans drove him out. I don't care what anybody says.
Oh yeah.
The fans
100%.
wanted to crucify him over the prequels, which they suddenly love now. So it's like
Man, that revisionist
it's like-
history is a motherfucker,
right.
ain't
There
it?
comes a point when it's like, look, dude, I want to take my money and run because y'all are getting on my damn nerves.
Right.
And he
And
just
4
wanted
billion
to. He just
is a
wanted
lot.
to make art films on
That's
his
it.
own.
Oh no, absolutely.
That's it.
And let's be real. That's how he started. That
Right.
was
Oh,
really
yeah.
his passion. Was
Yep.
like the more
Art film.
artsy, crazy stuff. And in Star Wars, just like when he made it, it was like, dude,
He
lightning
was
in a bottle times a million.
Yep.
He was
So-
American Graffiti, but he was also THX
Yeah.
1138, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Real
Okay.
now again, American Graffiti is just his love of hot rods and
Yeah.
racing and that sort of thing. and THX was his headspace artsy crazy movie.
Mhm.
Because I still look at that movie now and was just like,
Both versions.
What the fuck was you thinking, man?
I get it, but it's like, what am I looking at?
Right.
And then, of course, Star Wars. And we
Right.
all grew up with and enjoy Star Wars. But after the prequels, which again, if you look at them, yes, they weren't the best directed stuff, but they were still fun.
They're competent, entertaining films.
Right. And it's like the fans lost their damn minds. Now, modern fans act like, oh, the prequels were always good. No, I
No.
lived through the hatred of the prequels.
Yep.
The
You
modern
guys were
fans are the
ridiculous.
kids that watch the prequels.
Right.
The kids
Yep.
love the prequels.
Right.
So that's where the revisionist history comes from.
I was gonna say there was like that period of time from like 2005 2006 up until pretty much The Force Awakens came out where it was like you were a weirdo if you were a Star Wars fan,
Yeah.
and then now it's like, oh, you're a Star Wars fan too, that's cool, you know.
Exactly.
Where are you?
Well,
Yeah, what are you collecting? And
I'm gonna tell you something. To me,
Mhm.
it's like that just being a nerd because growing up
Yeah.
in the 80s,
yeah
90s, being nerdy, being a melanated nerdy, dude, I'm gonna tell you that those two worlds, it just, and now everybody's, oh, I loved anime.
Yeah,
Read
right.
back then, I'm like, get the fuck out of
Yeah,
here.
what the fuck
That's
you
it. I've
at?
noticed
Get
that
outta
with
here.
anime,
Making fun of me and shit,
especially
right.
lately.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, everyone's an anime fan.
like,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Out
I
of the
remember
way.
trying to get people to watch anime left and right. Nobody wanted to fucking watch
Why
that
not look?
shit.
You know, honestly, Adult Swim, Cartoon Network, the gateway drug. You know,
Yep.
when it's force fed to you, and I get it. Nowadays, everybody's got something that they love, and they don't want to necessarily break out of that box and go seek the more obscure stuff. But I'm finding it nowadays that more and more people are watching the more obscure stuff,
Yeah.
which I appreciate. I love that about. I'm not a gatekeeper. I love having more people to enjoy this stuff with me,
Right.
to talk
I
about,
like
right?
to talk to you
Right,
about
I would like to
the
talk to you
anime.
about it. I don't want to necessarily say, "Oh, if you don't like this certain series, then you're trash or you're not a
Right,
real
yeah.
anime
People do
fan."
that
And that's the way
You're a
fandom
fan.
seems to be nowadays,
It
right?
is.
Yep.
Man, somebody who likes One Piece and trying to tell people One Piece is that fucking deal.
Right.
Oh my God,
Which is cool. If you love One Piece, hey, great.
Yeah.
Right.
I just know I'm not going to watch it.
I know because
Right.
it's too long. And
It's way too long.
once you get your favorite anime, it goes off the air and you like boo-hooing, and I'm like, well, I'll just turn on some One
I'm still
Piece.
waiting for more season of Ippo, man.
I'll just turn on some One Piece
Yeah,
and be
give me
like,
some more
"Yay,
Ippo, dude."
happy."
Right. One
Yeah.
Piece has watched a couple of series come and go.
Yeah,
Right.
One Piece
Right.
is long. It's not as long as is Ippo? Yeah, I think Ippo's fucking long as shit too.
Oh, as far
And
as,
the
far as
manga
like
is
manga
the-
chapters,
that's-
yes. Ippo's been out, actually,
Yeah.
I've heard since
But
the 80s.
You watch it. You watch some Ippo though, but Ippo's
I
long. You
want to
read
watch
that-
Ippo,
watch
but
that
Ippo
manga.
has way less of a threshold of episodes to get through.
Ah,
So
man.
I was
just
gonna
saying.
bring up that point
What's
too, that you can find anime merch everywhere
Yeah.
now.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
You can find
Yeah.
anime merch at
Yeah.
Walgreens. The
Yeah.
fuck?
Look,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Back in the day,
Posters,
that's
They
the
have
reason why I went to
hockey at
conventions.
some Walgreens, dude. It's ridiculous.
Wow. Look
It's
at that.
ridiculous.
That's the
Yeah.
only reason why I went to conventions back in the day was because before big business got into it, and yes, there was a lot of bootleg stuff going on. Because
Sure.
Right.
What else?
Same Records.
what else could you do? I mean, unfortunately, they were not bringing us stuff out
Yeah.
over here.
Yeah.
When they started to bring it
Importing
over
back
here, they
then was
wiped that
way
stuff
out of
away.
our budget back then.
Yeah, there's specialty stores for that stuff. At least when I was growing up, because I was big into Godzilla for a while, and the only place to find Godzilla stuff were those specialty Japanese
Yep.
kind of stores. And now you can go into Target, and there's a whole section of Godzilla
My
figures.
brother. I'm
I'm
an
like-
old school G fan too.
Yeah,
Let's go.
You could even
okay.
find the movies anywhere. Occasionally, you'll find like an American re-release of the 1954 movie, but like that was, and then the 1998. We don't count that one. But
So
They
now
counted though. They killed them.
right. So now I got to nerd out with you.
Okay.
Which era of Godzilla is your favorite?
I can't remember the names, but I can say that Godzilla vs. Gigan is probably my favorite.
So you're
Godzilla
more of a
movie.
Showa era.
Yeah, more of the
Okay.
older stuff.
Okay,
Which like
so-
some of the newer stuff isn't bad either. I say newer as in like
So
early 2000s.
right, I was gonna say. So for me, the Heisei era is the best.
Okay.
That started with Godzilla in 1985.
Yeah. Yep,
And then continued until Godzilla versus Destroyer. That's
Okay.
where the Heisei era ended.
Yeah.
To me, that's the best Godzilla
those are
era.
some damn good movies.
Yeah,
so.
the-
I
And
tried to
Omega
watch
said Final
Godzilla
Wars
and
for the
I
win.
fell asleep.
yeah.
And I was all
Final
black
Wars
and
for the
white.
win. Final Wars was damn
Wars was
good.
awesome.
I think I
Final Wars
watched
was
Final
damn
Wars.
good.
That was like a live action anime
Yeah,
movie.
bro.
I think I watched
Yes.
that one. They all merged together because it was I have a friend who's an actor in Japan,
Mm-hmm.
and he was in one of those Godzilla movies. Because it was a scene where a bunch of people, I don't remember exactly what they were doing. I think they were fighting somebody.
It was
That's-
like
And
Was it the Final Wars was
It might have been that one.
Godzilla and the Super Atragon just going around the planet just destroying shit.
Yep.
It was
That was
awesome, man.
awesome.
I haven't seen it in years, but it was great.
Reminded me a lot of kind of like the video games too.
Yeah.
That movie
Yeah,
was like,
100%.
oh, this monster's in Paris destroying it, and like
Right.
Godzilla just shows up like, hey, stop doing this.
All right, and
beat
is
you up.
asking, speaking of anime, he
Hated the Godzilla anime on
Godzilla.
Netflix.
I didn't
Now,
watch it.
so I did
Okay.
because that's how much of a Godzilla,
Yeah,
narc I am. I
fair
love
enough.
it. Right. So I watched it. I can understand why people didn't like it.
Yeah.
Right. It was not your typical Godzilla. It was more from the human perspective, not
Mhm.
enough, Godzilla fighting monsters thing. Like Godzilla really didn't show up proper until near the end of the season.
That's what I heard.
And like
yeah.
when he showed up,
Ain't gonna
oh
have a
man.
Godzilla so without Godzilla though.
Huh?
So how you
Wait,
gonna have
wait.
Godzilla-
Because
Okay,
Godzilla
wait,
is
wait,
not
okay.
really
Wait,
about
wait.
freaking Godzilla.
So we're talking. We might be talking two different things because there was technically two different. There was 3 Godzilla anime movies that were on Netflix, right?
Really?
Those were way different than any other Godzilla we ever seen. Like Godzilla was like this super planet destroyer. Like he was way overpowered, right? But he wasn't fighting any other monsters. It was
What?
they were kind. It was kind of good, but kind of not.
No. If you make him world destroying, but
Yeah.
he has nobody to fight,
Yeah,
that's
OP.
like dude,
pointless.
he was way
Was
overpowered.
he just walking around like?
Okay.
Wish I had something to do.
So he was this kind of overpowered, right? He swung his tail, and that bitch fired like it was a rail gun.
Oh, the hell out of here.
Dude,
Yeah,
it
that's
was
too much.
crazy.
That's too much.
It was crazy.
Yeah, there's a trope in anime where sometimes it's like, look, I don't mind stuff being ridiculously overpowered because that's the
Yeah.
fun of
Final
it.
War.
Right.
But after a while, if it's just that OP,
That we
it's
talking
like,
about?
dude,
Yeah.
there's no story to tell.
Yeah, he was in Final Wars.
It's like,
Yeah.
again, it goes back to the we were talking about with DC with Superman and Flash. It's like you're that powerful, why you ever lose?
Right.
Right.
Like, you know, stuff
100%.
like that.
Right.
There was something that that was brought up a little bit earlier. I think Fallen Marvel had brought it up with regards to its. You got to scroll back a bit. It was what he's saying.
I do take it back though.
Snake Eater. That's what he said about the remake of Snake.
Oh,
Eater.
the remake of Snake
Oh.
Eater. Yeah.
I need
So-
I need a
something
remake of 1 and 2 before I get.
no,
started.
it's supposed. I heard it was all 3 of them.
But
Okay,
wait, I
okay.
thought that was just a collection. They weren't remaking them. It was just a collection of 1 through 3.
Wait. So if
Let's
I'm
look it
understanding
up. Let's look it up.
incorrectly, they're
Let's
gonna
look it
just put the PlayStation 1 version of Metal Gear Solid on fucking PlayStation 5.
Oh, hell no.
And that's what I think
Hell
it is. That's what I think
Didn't
it is. But
they-
let me
didn't
let me
they
take a
do
look
like-
at it.
That's super
They already
lazy.
do HD remakes of like all of them.
Well, they did this. The
Sorta.
ones
They
that
had
were on
Twin
the
Snakes.
GameCube. The Twin Snakes.
No. Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 got an HD remake for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360.
Right. And
But
all
they
that
didn't
really
really
was
change the
upscale. That was
graphics.
just more or less upscale.
Yeah.
I want like Resident Evil style remake if
Yeah,
I get a
3
remake.
is,
Okay.
from my
So
understanding,
here
all
it
one.
is. Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3 launch on what is being called the Master Collection.
Ugh.
And it is literally PS1 Metal Gear Solid, PS2
Oh my God.
Sons of Liberty, PS2 Snake Eater. Wow, that
Konami
is
lazy.
that is
dude.
disappointing.
What did I say about Konami?
That
You're
is
100%
so
right.
disappointing.
You're 100% right there. That's the highest height of lazy. You can put that on a PS5? Are you crazy?
Look, Konami's so
Oh,
lazy.
that
They put out
man,
this
that's
free.
Contra collection. Didn't even put all the Contras on there.
Yeah, that disc
It-
better be free, dude.
It says a press release calls them the HD collection versions. So
no, they're
this must
not.
be the one that was on PS3, right?
Probably because I have that.
Right. I have that too, right?
Goodness, dude. Konami is. You know what? I know
Cash
they make. I know they
grab.
make $1 billion on pachinko machines. Just get out of
Sell the
gaming.
license.
Yeah, get
Sell the
out of-
licenses.
Get out of gaming. if
Yeah,
this is what
100%.
y'all
Sell
are
the
gonna do.
license.
Just sell off Metal Gear, sell off Castlevania, and let somebody that actually wants to make games handle that.
So I need to give a hello to first time chatter Kuniyoshi Yonori. I burnt out on the Fast and Furious franchise at X. Final Fantasy at X. Great games, but there's just so much out there. So Final Fantasy 16 is. There's been some controversy over what the producer said about the lack of diversity in Final Fantasy 16. It's extremely white, shall we say. And they say they wanted to keep it that way because be a more accurate depiction of European
Where's
continent.
it set? In Europe?
That's what they're saying.
I thought it was set in a
a
world
wor-
that
it's a
didn't
different
exist in our
world,
world.
but it's
Exactly.
based on a medieval European continent.
Okay, here's the thing. Be real.
Yeah.
There were people of color of various races and looks in every part of the
Because
world.
nobody
Maybe
fucking
the
thought
exception
like that
being
back
Antarctica.
then.
Right.
Maybe the exception of Antarctica, when
Yeah.
nobody was there.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
But everywhere in the world, there were people of different shades, different colors.
Yeah.
So, like, and again, the game looks amazing. And I'm still going to get Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2 or whatever, whenever it drops. But that is a pretty lame excuse for as to why. It's like, dude,
Dog.
Final Fantasy,
Dog.
as Dido said, is a fake place. It's not real.
Right.
So you can
And
put, you can put whatever
Final
you want in there.
Fantasy.
My man was
There you
dogged about sticking to this thing. He was like, we knew. He even dared to fix his face to say, I knew this was going to come up, but we're really committed to making it a more authentic East.
I mean, they should have
medieval
just kept their mouth
European
shut.
I'm like, wait a minute.
Should have just
man.
kept their mouth
Wait
shut
a minute,
because I
man.
know there was a black
Wait
dude in
a minute,
Final
man.
Fantasy.
You can't do that.
Which one was that one? 12? 13?
What?
No, not 6.
16?
I'm saying 7.
No, I know 7 had friggin' just Barrett.
Yeah.
But
Oh, you're talking about 13 has
I think
ass.
But
13
it's like,
has ass.
when people don't bring anything to attention, nobody fucking cares. And like,
That's true.
When people start bringing stuff to, because nobody fucking care about Final Fantasy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, because I don't think there were black people in that one either.
You're right.
So, like,
you're right.
I mean,
You're right, but this is the time that we live in where those things
people just
they matter
mean,
to people.
I understand it matters to people, but they need to pick their fucking fights with stuff that's a little
Pick
bit
their
more
battles?
important. Pick their battle. It's
No,
fucking
I-
Final Fantasy.
I think the thing is, though, the producer just shouldn't have said anything.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like
Had he not said anything, nobody would have
say
would have said
Some people
anything.
would have complained, but it would have fallen on deaf ears.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Had he just kept his mouth shut, that's
Exactly.
what I'm
Mm.
saying.
But
It's
again,
just
it goes back to the earlier point. Everybody wants to either be edgy or get their name out
Yeah.
there, or they want to say so. It's like, dude, that's part of the reason that, like, I think under normal circumstances, not as much lately, Disney has always been so ironclad. It's like, dude, shut up. We'll handle the press. We'll do whatever we're going to do. We'll make the announcements we're going to make. Outside of that, shut up and don't say anything that we didn't
Mhm.
approve you to say.
Mhm.
Companies need to honestly get back to that. Everybody having their Twitter and their Instagram and all that. It's like, dude, shut up.
Lock it down.
Yeah,
Right.
like
Lock it down.
absolutely.
Sign
Don't
those
say nothing.
contracts.
But
Sign the contracts. There you go. 100%.
Sign
Why
those
is the
NDAs.
bar
I'll
not
get it
moving
when
on
it's
that
cheap.
Right. So Kuni Yoshinori did say, making them majorly goofy is making the majority white is goofy, and I have to agree with that. But Takeem is saying everyone should be doing better at this point, which I can't disagree
No,
with
I
that.
agree. I mean, but there
I
are no
can't disagree with
Japanese
that
people
either.
in Final Fantasy 16 either.
Dude, for the
so-
longest,
Technically,
for the
they all
longest,
were
I told people
Japanese.
that
Well,
Ryu
if
is
you-
Japanese.
That's how my understanding. Whenever we watch anime and people say these are white characters, 'cause a lot of people look at anime, but they're not. They're Japanese.
Right.
Almost every anime that you see, they're supposed to be Japanese. So I would assume that's what they would think. But he didn't say that. So
No, and no, you're right. And to Kuni Yoshinori's point, when he sees a character that kind of looks like him, you kind of rock with that character. Like, okay, Barrett in the original Final Fantasy, big loud black dude, kind of cartoonish, right? Barrett in the remake looks dope as fuck. He does.
Yeah.
He's goofy, but he looks dope as fuck.
He's well done.
Yes, he's very well done.
He's actually very well done.
Yeah.
Again,
Zaz is an embarrassment, by the way.
Well,
yeah, except
Zaz
for
is an
like Full
embarrassment.
Metal Alchemist and
Zaz is an
and the
embarrassment.
same thing with
Zaz is an
Attack
embarrassment.
on Titan.
Yeah.
Those people are not Japanese. The only one that are Japanese in Attack on Titan would be not Rukia. That's fucking Bleach.
Mikasa,
Yeah, Mikasa
Yeah.
and
Levi.
Levi.
Yep.
My brain.
Yeah, I got you. Because the country that they actually hail from is Asian.
Yeah, like
Asian
a-
Asian influence. You
yeah.
can definitely see it. Anyway, so what else we got in the chat? Hannah Omega said that's why Disney got into a mix up with the whole state of the governor of Florida. I mean, Kind of.
Well,
Yeah.
what's just going to end up happening is that guy's not going to be governor forever, and Disney may have enough money. You never know behind the scenes that they might pump into somebody to make sure he doesn't become president.
You know what's weird?
So wait, hold on. So what I'm getting at really is that this is a temporary thing with Florida because, you know, you can get some person that's going to come in and just fix all the wrongs that this guy.
I mean, and that's true, but it's weird because do you know before he announced his presidency today, candidacy for president, Ron DeSantis actually it was law in Florida that you could not be governor in Florida and run for president at the same time. He changed the fucking law.
Of course, that's what they always do.
He changed the law.
But here's the thing, and this quote. There it is. Okay, this quote came to me recently, and it's that the tree doesn't really pay much attention to the squirrel, and that's pretty much what DeSantis is. He's a squirrel to Disney's tree, because like Dido said, he's not gonna be there forever. Disney has been around longer than he has, and they will be around longer after he's gone. So it's like he's a nuisance right now. And if he really thinks, regardless of what, you know, whatever supporters he's got in Florida or whatever, if he really thinks this is going to work on a national stage, where the average person is like, oh, this is the guy that was beefing with Disney over them having an opinion. Dude, most people ain't going to vote for that. There's not enough bigots in this country to support him and get him voted.
Ain't no
I
way.
mean, you'd be surprised.
Ain't no way.
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. So I wouldn't say, I wouldn't put any carts before horses, as they say.
Okay.
Because like I'm personally, after seeing what has happened in the past, I am not surprised what could happen in this.
That's
in this country.
That's 100% how 45 got elected in the first place. However, the way this guy is acting, there's no. I just don't see it. I don't.
personally don't understand how you're going to ban books, but it's supposed to be like freedom of press and all this other stuff. How can you
freedom of speech and all that?
No, just like a lot of stuff. It doesn't.
It's silly.
Doesn't make any sense how you can ban a book in the 21st fucking century.
And they're cool with it.
Yeah.
You know, you guys should read down the breakdown of, you know, what constitute fascism. It's actually pretty interesting.
Here's the thing: he scrubbed his original book, his first book, from the internet. I'm like, dude, you're so hardcore, you're banning your own book.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Anyway, guys, you guys heard the countdown clock. It is over. So actually, I think we'll do a grace period. See if anyone wants to
take a 3 minutes.
We'll take a 3-minute grace period to see if anybody wants to trigger the extra life meter again and tack on an extra 15 minutes. Otherwise, we're getting ready to go night. But Kuni Yoshinori, you've been a great addition to the chat. I appreciate you being here.
Name.
That is a great name.
Don't forget to come
says,
back.
Nah, man, 45 was
like an Alabama tick.
Yes, nice. 45 was a brick through the window of the establishment. You two called it when they said people were sick of politics as usual, and that was Hillary to a T. I mean, yes, but it's buyer beware, I guess, in a way. Right on cue.
Glad I
15
took my
minutes.
pee.
All right, it's off. Now you need to trigger it again.
All right, here we go. Boom.
There we go. Yep. So the 15-minute countdown has started once again.
I understand. We won't hold you hostage if you do have to.
Yeah, if you got to bounce, I mean.
No, I'm good.
You good?
Sure.
All right, cool. We just want to make sure.
My mom did bring up is Speed Racer white or Asian?
So okay.
Ooh.
All right.
Ooh,
So
boy. I think
it
he
depends.
was Japanese in the original.
That's
one.
tough. So Speed 100% is an Asian kid, especially if you look at the way he's designed and everything.
I don't know, man.
But I swear to God,
Wasn't Racer X blonde?
that boy could pass as white if he wanted to. He 100%
And
could.
he's mixed.
And,
My mama's Japanese. My daddy is American.
Is that canon?
Right.
No, Speed Racer is, man, I don't know. Them bell
Son
bottoms.
Goku
is
is
Son
not
Goku
human.
Asian? No, he is Saiyan.
Yeah, he's
He's a Saiyan.
Yeah,
He's not Asian at all. He's not of this earth.
He's not a human.
Yes, he's not a human. So that doesn't count. That doesn't count at all.
Doesn't matter about phenotypes.
Okay. Head of Omega says, after Tekken and Arcane and Cyberpunk, are there any good anime coming to Netflix? I mean, there's plenty of good anime coming to Netflix.
There's a lot of good anime on.
I have no idea what kind of question is that. Like, plenty a good anime.
He's
coming
watching
to
a lot of
Netflix.
old ass shit again. He's probably sitting there watching Leave It to Beaver or some shit. Like,
Oh, yo.
Wow,
Takeem
speaking
said
of
Speed
Leave It
Racer
to
was the
Beaver.
beaver in a race car. For those of you that are a little too young to know, he's talking about Leave It to Beaver.
Oh,
Leave
yeah.
It to Beaver. There was a character called the Beaver. Who's, anyway.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
of course, the show was called Leave It.
Yes, Leave It to Beaver.
There's somebody on the show named Beaver.
And it's like, but if we saw Goku in real life, what would he most look like?
I don't
He
know,
damn
put
sure
it-
wouldn't look like that dude from Dragon Ball Evolution.
it looked like a
God.
He wouldn't
monkey.
look like that.
Yeah.
Oh God. Just put it in
Dragon
one of
Ball
those AI
Evolution.
generators. Just see what
Yeah.
comes up.
Dragon Ball Evolution was only good for Chi-Chi. That was
Yes, Jamie
Outside
Chung.
of Jamie Chung playing
Jamie
Chi-Chi, that movie
Chung. Yes.
was not worth watching.
No.
I saw that in the theater too, man. That
Me
was-
too.
Ooh.
Oh my God, I wanted my money
Yeah, I
back.
think I saw that.
Poor souls.
I took my nephew to see that in the movie theater, and I felt bad. I was like, I'm
Man.
sorry, man. I'm sorry.
We'll make it up to you.
You're right. I gotta make up to you
Right.
some other time. Cause oh man, that was so bad. All right, Dog Skull Island coming to Netflix. I cannot wait. I didn't watch the
yeah.
trailer for that today.
Yeah,
So-
I saw the
Island.
Yeah,
like
Kong
the
Skull Island. They're
flyer.
basically making a King Kong series on Netflix.
Yep.
Actually, the trailer came out today.
Yeah.
Looks pretty good.
I only saw the flyer.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Poster.
it supposedly looks pretty good though. So we'll have to see.
I don't know. The movie was cool.
Yeah,
I
no, it was.
enjoyed the movie. What did I watch? I watched Kong vs. Godzilla again recently. I don't know.
New one or
part
the old
two-
one?
Huh?
New one or the old one?
No, the most recent one.
Okay.
The most recent one.
I
It's
don't even
very-
acknowledge those old ones. those
Hey,
those things were so bad.
It's entertainment.
Exactly. It's entertaining.
Touche.
They were
Touche. Very good.
entertaining. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm super hyped for the new one because I don't know. It's like you can't even really call it versus anymore. Like I'm
Yeah.
sure they're going to be working together now that they've had
Yeah.
Godzilla already established his dominance over him. Like a G, just stepped on him and looked him dead in the eyes, like "Get up, I dare you." It's
Wait a
like,
minute.
okay,
Wait a minute, is this for real?
what?
Follow Marvel said you guys see the trailer for Cocaine Shark?
Oh yeah.
The fuck? Are
That's
you for
probably
real?
It's probably some asylum movie.
I
Are you
Cap-
for real?
Capitalizing on the cocaine bear thing, most definitely an asylum movie.
wow. I don't mind. Go ahead. All right.
Oh yeah, isn't Camera getting a show?
I don't know.
Gamera is getting a show
Yeah,
actually.
that's what I thought.
Like
Now we're
I
getting
think it's going to be like 3D animated like that Ultraman series that's on Netflix right now. I think it's going to be like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This looks terrible.
Which actually isn't bad. That Ultraman series if you haven't watched it. It's not the greatest, but it's not bad.
Yeah.
I guess
This looks
I'd
like
say.
it belongs on Tubi.
What?
Cocaine Shark.
Oh yeah, it's probably
Oh,
Oh
asylum.
man,
Of
so
course.
it is real. Oh, I'm
Nah,
Nah,
disappointed.
it looks like it belongs on Tubi.
Is
Oh,
it? Is it
so
asylum?
disappointed.
Definitely. Ooey
I
ball. Oh
don't know.
no, not ooey ball.
I don't know.
Uwe Boll needs to be put in charge of DCU. Stop it.
I think watch Cocaine Shark on Vudu. It's already out.
Oh, it's a straight to voodoo. That makes sense.
Oh, that makes a lot of
that
sense.
makes a lot of sense.
That makes a whole
Rent
lot
for
of
$3.99.
sense. That makes
Go
a
ahead.
whole lot of
What movie
sense.
did Uwe Boll do that I actually? I can't think of any movie he did that I actually like.
None.
Yeah, he.
I'm right. You've been over there just quiet, man.
Is he playing Zelda?
He's playing Zelda.
Sneaking it in.
No, that's what you're doing, ain't it?
Right. Whatever.
Hands are clean.
Hands
He
free.
pushed the start button.
I bet you when GQ said that, he put it down real fast. He was like,
Exactly.
oh, hands free.
No,
Hands free.
no.
I'm not doing
Just
it.
so you can see it, the remote is right here in the view of the camera. I haven't touched it.
Okay.
He
Okay.
macroed that pause
Right.
button.
right. Right. Who's to say? Who's to say you
There
don't
you
have
go,
multiple
yeah.
switches like Dino? You might be playing. Oh yeah, Rote's over here. Got this. Got his other
don't
Pro
get me
controller
wrong,
right here.
it's here
No,
on
you're
Android.
fine. You're fine. We know.
No, I
like,
don't think anybody in the chat
Yeah.
believes you, brother.
We know the second the
That's
show is
messed
over.
up. That's messed up.
I don't think anybody in the chat believes you, brother.
Joy-Cons all the way up here.
Uh-huh,
Okay,
sure.
hold on. Have-
Everything's in other
Sure.
places.
I'm right.
He
Have you
act
been-
like
have
he
you
act like
been
he can't have
streaming
another set
Zelda?
of Joy-Cons.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
somewhere.
where the other ones at?
He act like can't have another set.
Right. Have you been streaming
So-
Zelda?
Huh?
I have an external HD60, like the Elgato,
Uh-huh.
and when it's docked and the sound cord is plugged in at the same time, I get a weird buzz and I can't. So I got to get an internal.
Oh. Okay. So
Oh.
I guess we're not rating you after the show.
Huh. Okay.
I'm a little pissed about it because I want to. Man, I'm having so much fun with this thing.
Okay.
Wait. Hold on. New Castlevania coming to Netflix eventually.
I hope so.
I
Like, I don't want that to end,
Oh,
like
yeah.
ever.
Pennsylvania was good.
Yeah, I don't want that to end ever. Like, they need to make
Castlevania's
that constantly.
I
Give me
think
a,
they
give
should.
me an IV drip of that
I
all
wish
day.
they would have done it. I mean, how I would have done it. And yes, I'm saying that for this is each season would be different Belmonts.
Mhm.
but I don't know if they're gonna do that or not because they did what 4 seasons was all Trevor.
Yeah.
So like, because why not see Simon? Why not see Richter?
100%.
Why not
Give me some
see
Simon, man.
Juiced Belmont?
Yeah.
Let's
It'd be interesting.
Yeah. So
Batman versus Link. Okay.
Depends on what Link and what Batman, honestly.
Well,
Tears of the Kingdom. Link,
isn't
Link
Link-
Batman's
isn't
ass.
Link-
Yeah, I was
fuse
gonna
everything
say.
You
together.
don't like that
Wrong.
question. Why don't you like that question?
I mean,
Is it tough to pick?
I don't want to say yeah.
I mean, Link is like
aside
way
from the
stronger than
sword,
Batman though.
Yeah,
Right.
he's way tougher.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say, what
New
does Link
Link.
got that Batman ain't got?
I mean,
He's got the Master Sword. He's got a whole bunch of gadgets.
That's
He's got a
pretty
bow and
tough.
an arrow. But what does Batman have that just cannot be overcome?
I mean, it would be a gadget
he's got
fight.
prep time.
and
He's got
plot
prep
that
time and
would-
plot armor. That's it.
No, it would be a gadget fight. And
Yeah.
I don't
Oh
know
no,
if Link
it
could win a
definitely would be.
gadget fight.
It definitely be. Okay, let's break it down gadget for gadget. Link has bombs. Batman has bombs.
Uh-huh.
Bombs and
Uh-huh.
probably explosives and whatnot.
Mhm.
We've seen.
Mhm.
Boomerangs and batarangs.
They both have
Yeah.
boomerangs.
Yep. True. True.
They both can shoot fire in some form. I'm sure Batman has a flamethrower. Or actually, if you
shield,
go with
the-
Batman and
the-
Robin, he has lasers because they use those little lasers to heat up the.
The cape has been used as a
that movie
shield
was
before.
Yeah, cape has been used as a shield.
Oh,
Yep.
yes.
So the Hylian shield is
Look it.
got a match.
Look it.
What is
What?
Kuni Yoshinori says Nocturne is the new Castlevania. It's confirmed, and it is based on Richter
Oh, it's gonna be
Belmont.
Richter.
Okay,
Yes,
that'll be cool.
I am here for it. Love it. Thank you.
All right, that'll
Thank
be
you.
cool.
Back to go ahead.
All right, let's see what else.
You not even
I mean,
got to talk about
Link doesn't have a
Simon.
Batmobile though.
Yeah, Link
Link ain't got no Batmobile, right? Exactly.
Link has vehicles. You just have to make them.
They-
He
yeah,
had a
make
horse
He's got an opponent.
motorcycle.
he's got
He's got an
horse.
opponent.
He
That's
had
it.
a horse motorcycle in Breath of the Wild.
Oh, it's true.
Here's
Yeah.
the-
Okay.
Here's
All
the
right.
thing. Here's the thing.
We've seen multiple Batman movies. Motorcycles don't work.
Yeah, but here's the
Wait a minute,
thing.
hold up.
Link. Here's the thing that Batman doesn't have that Link does. Link is willing to kill. Link,
Yeah.
Link gives
There
no
is
F's about
that.
killing.
There
So,
is that.
Batman will hold back as long as he can, but Link will off him if he gets the chance.
Yes, that
No,
there
see,
is
what
that.
would happen is if you had one of the videos that actually did it was like they would go through the gadget fight, Batman would beat Link, but then he would turn around, like flap the cape, and one of those damn fairies would fly out. Link would come back alive and just like stab Batman in the back of the head.
Yeah.
Or, like
You know what the worst part is? He's
I love where this is going.
The worst part is he's right because I used to like Death Battle until they started like measuring everything into sticks of TNT and
Yeah.
like the endings would be so like convoluted. I'm like, you guys are doing that same thing. The person most people think is going to win starts off strong, and then they suddenly hold off for a little bit, then the other person wins. I'm like, what?
Yeah, that's why I like the Bat in the Sun stuff more because it's just a poll. It's just a fan poll of who
Right.
who everyone thinks would
he
win.
knows
That's
what I'm
true.
Talking about.
Right.
Link is not afraid to stab somebody like in the head.
Right. Exactly. Helltoon Link stab Ganon in the F Link.
hold on.
in the
Yeah, right.
head.
And Wind Waker.
Hold on, Fallen. Batman isn't stopping magic. Dude, if Lex Luthor can stop magic, I'm sure Batman can stop magic.
I need
Link
feats.
who
When
laughs.
is it? I need scans and feats. When has he done it? Because that's what people always refer to. I need scans and I need feats. You got to tell me when has he done it?
Let me see. Lex Luthor had that one amulet that
No,
he
no,
got
not
from-
Lex. Talking Batman.
Again, Batman can get anything that Lex Luthor can get. Let's just be real. He has the same amount of connections and resources, if not more. Lex Luthor got an amulet, I believe, from Faust that was basically like the amulet to stop him. And not only that, Batman knows Zatanna. He can
does.
ask her for anything.
That's true. He does.
So it's
he
like,
does.
come on
Yep.
now.
Okay. No, it's good. No, it's good. That's good. What else do we got out
Suddenly
there?
lost to Mai. Oof.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know about
Yeah.
that. I stopped watching that a long time ago.
No, he's 100% right. That particular battle, because the
Wait a
way they
minute,
did
what?
it was so cheesy.
Wait a minute. They said Chun-Li lose to Mai because Mai was a ninja?
That was pretty much their
Okay.
Does it
reason.
come down to weapons at that point, or what?
What?
No, it was no.
It
If
should
I
be a
remember-
hand to hand.
If it's hand to hand, Chun-Li's whooping that ass. Like what?
Exactly.
Yeah, if she grabs a
Spinning
weapon, then there
bird
could be
bits.
some bullshit.
I mean, I think the issue is if you watch these death battles, is they look at every form of medium
Yeah.
and they merge it together into
Right.
that one character. So if they did something OP in a comic that was a one shot and
Yeah,
they saw
when
it,
they used that.
It
they
works.
use it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, because the thing is, it's like you're taking because Chun-Li in animation has always been weak by with the exception of the Vega fight.
I was
She's
gonna say,
always
I
been
was gonna
weak.
bring that up.
Like they don't give her very much like feats to show that she's the quote unquote strongest woman in the world. Maya is like
she's just
flipping around,
athlete.
burnt, going on fire and all this other crazy stuff from like all the Fatal Fury anime. So it's like,
Yeah, that's not a really
I
fair
guess-
fight
yeah.
to begin with.
Yeah. Unless we're talking, well, okay, Brainwash Chun-Li in Street Fighter 2V wasn't bad, but
Gonna burn some muscle.
oh. So hold on, Street Fighter 2V, Chun-Li went from being like a 15-year-old to like a full-grown,
Right?
28-year-old, like boobs busted out woman by the end of the series.
by the end of the
hold on.
series, yes.
This takes place over maybe a month. She didn't grow up that fast. It's like y'all just wanted to perv out.
Yeah, that's true. They 100%. They needed an excuse. Yeah. And
Again, Street Fighter 2V has its best moment in the first two
oh
episodes.
my
of
God,
Guile beating the
Guile
dog
beating
crap
the
out
dog
of
shit out
Ryu.
of Ryu again.
When I saw that, I'm like, I might actually have to watch this.
Right.
'Cause it was like he gave
Guile
him
beat
the
the dog
grown
shit out
man's
of them,
ass
man.
whipping. It was hard to watch. But
Yo,
it was
man.
amazing.
If y'all ain't never seen Street Fighter 2V, it's classic anime. It's available on manga video. I have no idea where you'd be able to find it today.
You'll find
I
it.
think it's
Watch the first 2 episodes.
it was on Hulu.
Where Ryu and Ken thought they was the hot shit. They go to the bar, they square up against Guile, and he beats the dog shit out of both of them dudes at the same
No.
time.
He beat up one of them first, and the other one went to go get revenge.
Right.
Man,
and then he whipped his ass.
Got destroyed.
Woo,
It
got
was like-
destroyed.
And then what was cool about it is they had the connection of Guile had to go save them, and it's like he found out like that like Ken was dating like his sister-in-law or some whatnot. I'm
Oh
like,
yeah. Oh, he wasn't having that. He was like,
again,
It's on Pluto TV.
yeah.
It's on
There you
what?
go.
Pluto
Oh,
TV.
it's free
Pluto
TV. Go,
TV
go
is
watch it.
kind of
free.
like
Yeah.
Go
Tubi.
you know what? Retro Crush too, probably, right?
Maybe,
I bet
but
you.
it didn't show.
I bet you it's probably on Retro Crush too. But dog, Takeem is right. Ryu caught every inch of
Oh
that
no, he
flash
caught more
kick.
than that
Woo!
because Guile threw him across the bar.
Dog.
He grabbed his.
Man, have you seen
he
it,
grabbed
Garrett?
his hurricane.
No.
You never seen Street Fighter? Dog, you
We're
got to watch
We're gonna
that.
at least show you that clip before you leave.
Yeah,
I-
you gonna pull it up?
That is.
Yeah,
I
no, it's
do-
not
We'll
on
pull that
Retro
up,
Crush.
'cause, oh my
Oh,
god,
we'll
that
find
j-
it. I guarantee you. We'll
Oh my
find.
god,
We'll find just that.
we was
clip.
watching that back. Like when did that come out? Like 1997.
Bro, I had all
I
the
didn't say- yeah, it was
VHS
like-
tapes back there.
Yeah,
for that.
dog.
Back when
was-
they was still like $25 a
Yeah,
pop.
Yep.
dog. And we
Like,
bought every single. We bought every single
I had
one
every single
without
one.
question.
Yeah, Street Fighter V was
Did
solid.
did not blink. We get 2
Burned some
episodes
muscle.
per tape. Didn't blink.
I was
25
showing
pop.
showing some of my friends after the Motor City Comic Con
Yeah.
the Vega versus Chun-Li fight from the anime.
And they had never seen it
they had
before?
never seen that.
Oh
yeah.
wow.
I'm
And they
so
didn't believe me that
definitely
there was
getting
nudity
old.
either.
Oh,
yeah.
my god!
Dude,
Really?
I'm gonna tell you
That
something.
came out. That came out in
show it.
like
They're not gonna show it.
94, 95. So I mean, I
no,
get where
yeah,
he's
that
coming
movie
from. Yeah.
came out in 94,
Right.
95 because I
Yeah.
clearly remember being a teenager. My dad allowed me to rent anime
Yeah.
at the video store he went to, grabbing the back of the box and you seeing Chun-Li naked on it, and I didn't rent it because it was in Japanese, and at the time I did want to read subtitles.
The Tekken anime also had nudity in it.
Yo,
too.
man.
Dude, there was so much
we
back
don't
in the
pay
day.
attention to that Tekken anime. You can just throw that in the trash.
Yeah.
That shit was terrible.
The new Tekken
It was
anime is
horrible.
The new
amazing.
Tekken
The
anime is
great.
good.
Yeah.
But we're talking like the old one?
Original.
But the
The old
old
one?
one had nudity.
Yeah, it did.
Who cares?
Dude, they had a lot of.
It was terrible.
Oh,
that
yeah,
was, that
it's
was
so
always
bad.
their catchphrase. They're not catchphrase, but that was always their like hook.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we're gonna throw some breasts in there for the youngins.
Mhm.
All right, y'all. That is the end of the bonus round of the Power Is Yours. 30 minutes of actual, hilarity. Great topics, everybody, all around. But before we get out of here, Garrett wants to share a few things with you guys. So we're gonna show him. We're gonna show off some of the stuff that he did this past weekend. Obviously, he had what was this Tekken 7 finals at the Historic Owl Theater.
Yeah,
right?
so we had a 3-month tournament circuit in Ann Arbor, Kalamazoo, Livonia, Grand Rapids, and Detroit area, and all came down to the final 6. With the most points was on Sunday for Guilty Gear and Tekken, and we decided to make it a big deal and host it at a movie theater.
Nice.
So we got to use that big screen. I brought my sound system, all that stuff. So we made it. We had live commentary the whole time. So
That was
How
at
was
which
the
theater?
turnout was pretty good. There were a lot more people there just to watch than I thought there was going to be. So that was awesome. And of
Which
course,
theater was it at?
the Historic Howell Theater,
Yeah,
downtown Howell. Awesome place. Has been
I've
there
been there.
since like
really good.
1920s.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's where I like to go watch
Yeah.
my movies. So there's a plug for the Howell Theater too. But that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Everyone seemed to enjoy themselves. So,
Right.
yeah.
Okay. No, that's good. No, it's
After
really
after
good.
such a busy weekend at Motor City Comic Con.
Yeah, 100%. So obviously, coming up next, Street Fighter 6 is launching next week, and so this is going to be a launch day event that you're going to do next week on July the 2nd. Where's this going to be? It's going to be at Takers, right?
Yep, we're gonna be at Takers
Okay.
at Laurel Park Place in Livonia. We're gonna have about 4 hours or so of casuals, and then we're gonna start the tournament after that. And good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Man, that's gonna be a
that'll be
busy
really
day.
interesting. We've never really done like a launch day event because normally these games come out on like Tuesdays or Wednesdays, so it's like,
Mhm.
all right, no
Big
one's gonna
question. Are you allowing people to do the new mode of fighting?
no modern controls. No.
It's
That-
outlawed. It's bad.
That's
should
my
be.
thing. And people are like, oh, but the Capcom Pro Tour gets to use them. I'm like, I'm not Capcom Pro
Yeah, I
Tour.
don't think they
Exactly.
should have it in there.
No, they shouldn't.
So
Like,
wait,
learn to play the game.
Are you afraid that they're going to shut you guys down like they did with Street Fighter 5?
No.
No?
I'm not worried. I was
Don't give
never
a shit,
worried
huh?
about it. No.
Okay. Hey.
Shut me down.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Cool.
companies need to get better about that.
Yeah,
It's not
100%
we're,
did it.
we're helping you guys out.
Right.
Right,
So
yeah.
this is the next counter hit.
Yeah, so this is our next big monthly. We've had like smaller tournaments for the last few, I think, about month and a half or so. So we're getting back to our regularly scheduled programs of the big monthly tournaments with a bunch of games. So I have Guilty Gear Strive as usual. We're having Tekken 6 per request of one of our teammates. Tekken 7, of course, and then a free-to-play Gang Beasts bracket with prize money involved there. Because, for each tournament, we like to have a weird, oddball, old, retro, dumb, whatever kind of game. So we're like, Gang Beasts would be kind of fun because anyone can pick up and play that game. There's nothing too complicated about it. And then, obviously, Street Fighter 6 is going to be the big headliner for that, and that's part of our second season of the Gauntlet. Which I just talked about. The finale happened at the Howell Theater. We're doing the same thing for the next 3 months for just Street Fighter 6 now. We kind of title it as who's the best in the state. This person who won it's the best in the state, and that might piss some people off, but whatever.
Okay.
So yeah, we're restarting that starting June 2nd. So this is going to be a part of that as well.
Okay. No, that's really cool. So
And speaking
then
of
this
really
one-
cool.
Yeah, speaking of really cool.
Really cool Comic Con. We finally got approved for our $5,000 pop bonus for that. So we're gonna have
$5K.
yeah,
big.
both days we'll have casual gaming for the first few hours. Day one is gonna have a Sonic the Hedgehog and Super Mario Bros. Speedrun, which will have speedrun contest, which will have money involved. So basically, how it works is everyone pays $1. You get one try at it. That goes into the the envelope, and then whoever gets the best score gets whatever's in the envelope.
Nice.
So we did that at OtakuCon in January, and that went off really, really well. So we're gonna do that.
Okay.
And then Mortal Kombat 11, our final Mortal Kombat 11 tournament, $400 in the pot for that one. Guilty Gear Strive, $750 in the pot for that one, and then Super Smash Bros. $1,500 in the pot for that one.
Woo!
And then on Sunday,
1,500.
yeah, someone's making
The
some
Smash
money.
ain't no damn fighting game, no man. Why you doing that?
The guy Mike who runs really cool was like, "This is the year you guys have to do Smash." 'Cause it's every year since we've been doing
Okay.
it in 2019. There have been a bunch of people who are like, "Is Smash here? We're gonna do Smash." So he was finally like, "Hey guys, this is the year we have to do Smash."
Okay.
Can't leave money on the table, man.
Exactly.
cannot.
And then Sunday we got casual gaming again. Start off the day. Naruto Storm 4 and Third Strike both have $300 in them in the pot. Tekken 7 has $750, and then Street Fighter 6 has $1,000 in the pot for that.
Sounds like a whole lot of money for somebody.
Oh yeah,
Somebody gonna win that.
and we got some awesome guests too that are going to be there. One that's yet to be announced is going to be announced next Friday, but all I'm going to say is that Dragon Ball Z fans are going to be very happy.
Nice.
That's it.
Very
That's all.
early
That's
there.
the only hint I can give. Sorry.
Okay.
Understood.
No, I get that. All right, guys. So obviously, we want to thank Garrett for coming in. Next week we're going to be doing something a little bit different. So Kunio Shinori, you came in at a good time. I hope you enjoyed your time here. You make sure you want to come back, because next week is going to be all about the people. We're doing a peep show, but we're going to do a different spin on it this time. We're actually going to be doing a little bit of trivia where the members of the panel will be playing for members of the audience to win something. Essentially, the better our panelists are at the trivia that we're going to ask them, the better chances that you're going to have to win something, whether it be from GQ's treasure chest or maybe even a special prize. So you make sure you come back next week, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, right here on Twitch for the next episode of Culture Junkies Live. It'll be episode 171. Want to thank Garrett once again for coming in and hanging out with us. We had a lot of fun. Hope you had a lot of fun joining with us. I appreciate all the knowledge that you dropped on, how critics, think, and, I still think they need to lighten up and just
art versus entertainment.
Yeah. Art versus entertainment, 100%. All right, guys. So for my friends, the great Adakuji, GQ, King Amarak, I'm Kashiro. See you guys next week. Hope you have a great one.
Peace.
Peace out.
Sometimes shit happens, someone has to deal with it, and who you
gonna
call?
Call? That's right. That's right. Who you gonna call? That's it. 9 p.m. Wednesday the 31st, Kuni Yoshinori. That is correct.
9 p.m. every Wednesday.
9 p.m. every Wednesday. And do us a favor.
Time.
Tell all your friends about me. Who are you? I'm Batman.
When it's on copy of Dido karaoke.
Win a side.
I don't want to wait.
Oh my God, no. No way. Yeah, make sure. Yeah.